right.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's be live.
How are you feeling?
So overwhelmed. How are you? Overstimulated, overwhelmed, and overwrought.
I closed my eyes for 3 minutes and took 3 minutes of deep breaths. So
Nice.
I feel good.
Good.
I'd say I feel good.
All right.
Yeah, pretty good.
I got diagnosed with vestibular vertigo, and I didn't realize that some of my anxiety was physical. I thought I was just freaking out all the time, but it turns out the world's fighting me.
I'm sorry.
It's actually doing this all the time, and I thought I was just like always in a state, but it turns out it's physical and mental.
That sounds nauseating as shit.
Yep, they gave me like 5 different prescriptions.
I'm sorry.
So I've been navigating the last like 2 years like, why does everything feel weird? Turns out.
Yeah, I got my MRI of the brain on Monday. I'm excited for that.
That was the results. So
Yeah.
I did the neurological thing I told you to do that might help.
Yeah.
And they got back with the results and they were like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that seems like a reasonable thing. And then I got my prescriptions. They were like, and this, and this, and this. And I was like, oh, God. So I feel you.
All right. Well, glad we're in touch with our feelings.
You know, YOLO.
All right. Hey, guys, we're live today. It's been a little bit of a chaotic week. I'm not going to divulge everyone's personal information. We are aware Superman is coming. We should talk about it. Superman coming to digital remarkably early.
Yeah.
Normally it's 45 days. So I estimated because I monitor the upload schedule and plan for like when will this come out. Normally it's 45 days.
It moved on my schedule 6 times.
It is not 45 days.
It's 33 or something.
It's a short window for a huge summer blockbuster. And I have thoughts about.
I have strong thoughts.
I have pros and cons thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a little hybrid of both. James Gunn has announced the Superman Saga, which I really think they will be closely adapting a run that I recently read. And we got Spider-Man and Avengers Doomsday, and then maybe a couple of other news things. And of course, we're doing a live today because, there's people who have some really sick family. Some people here are really sick. Editors are not available. It's a little crazy right now.
That's what I remember now. Yeah, we did talk about this last week. My bad, man.
Yeah.
Time's a flat circle.
So we're here and we're like, well, we got to do it in some way. We can't miss another week. And so thank you guys for being here. Last time we were here doing a live, you guys contributed so much to the Super Chats and Streamlabs. It's a great way to support here. If you can't, that's okay. All that matters is that you engage with us in some way. Leave a like, leave some comments. Super Chats and Streamlabs are, of course, welcome. Don't end a stream without covering every single one of them. Let that breath sink in. How many people we got in this chat for this spontaneous? We got 300 people. Oh, yes, I did shave my head. I forgot about that. I forget.
News of the week.
I forget that when you shave your head.
That's all everyone's talking about.
Almost 10 years since I shaved my head. And when you shave your head, people will constantly talk about how you shaved your head.
Yeah.
I see this. I'm like, oh, yes, that's right.
I'm about 7 pounds away from shaving my head. I'm very jealous.
You should go for it.
As soon as I can.
Well, last time I shaved my head, I was fat.
That looks
Now
fun.
I'm fucking getting buff.
I think it looks good on the right head shape,
Yeah.
and that can be when you're overweight or underweight.
Yeah, I think I could pull off both weirdly.
Yeah?
Yeah, I feel good.
I don't
with
think I
it.
saw you 10 years ago with a shaved head.
No, you didn't. It saves time.
It's efficient.
The shave saves. That's
Yeah.
what I like to say. Alrighty, let's swing into action. Thank you all for being here. And let's mix it up also, by the way, too, for, if people who do contribute Super Chats and Streamlabs, let's get some variety in there. Other stuff beyond comic book news. We'll embrace any comic book thing you want to talk about, but anything you want to talk about, let's go into it. Let's make this a little bit crazy today. Koisen,
Yes.
the Superman digital release.
Yes.
What the heck is going on?
I don't like it.
You don't like it. Why? You know why I don't like it?
Why don't you like it?
Very personal reasons.
Okay.
Tara has COVID right now.
Okay. You're like, I won't divulge until the news story.
And she's putting on her Instagram stories.
Okay.
Tara has COVID. We've been doing all these DC movies and lead up. Whenever something wasn't a hit or underperformed drastically, we were like, it's fine. It's all in lead up to Superman. And now Superman's coming out, and it doesn't look like we'll get our reaction out on time. And I want to stomp her head in for getting sick.
Yeah, it's her fault.
Yeah, it's her
Blame the victim.
No, I called her yesterday. I was like, if you really can't do it, it's totally cool. And we could zoom her in when she's ready.
Yeah.
But there's that. I want to hear your thoughts first.
I have thoughts later.
Yeah.
I think that a movie as big and important as Superman is something that needs to buoy the theatrical system. It did really well and it's had incredible legs. I think week to week it's held on way better than anyone was anticipating. Like its
Yeah.
second week drop was
Domestically,
so
yeah.
beautiful. Yeah, sorry. Domestically, I should say, because theatrically, internationally was not as strong. But week to week, it's really had incredible legs. It's actually had better legs later on than even that first week drop. Like the
For
drops
sure.
are negligible, which is
Yeah.
incredible. And I think we need to start training people in the other direction. I think we need to be working on attention span extension, not anything to rush it out. Now, I know the reason it's out early. Like there's
Why?
an actual reason.
Why?
James wanted it out before Peacemaker was
Peacemaker.
out. Peacemaker was supposed to come out in September. Peacemaker got moved up to late August outside of James's control.
Yeah.
And thus he wanted Peacemaker to be able to be viewed after you've guaranteed to have seen Superman, because it does directly follow
Yeah.
Superman. So I get the reason of the logistics. I wish then it came out like the 20th. Like I get it, but at the same time, I care more about the exhibition industry than I care about any one studio. I love working with DC, and I love Superman the movie. I love James as a director, a human being, a writer, etc. But I care more about movie theaters than I care about anyone but my family. And I think the movie theater industry needs things like Superman.
Hey, you're right. I agree. And, you know, we did a podcast last week, which I was met with so much love with.
Oh, but that was only last week. That's why I keep being confused. Yeah, you having anything negative to say, unacceptable,
Yeah.
Greg.
It's just crazy because I'm still of the mindset of like, there are movies that pull it off and are successes, and Marvel and DC need to do that too for what they fund these movies with. If they're going to fund it that much, they have to be able to pull the profit margin of like a Lilo and Stitch and Minecraft. That's just where I stand. Anyway.
Which is reasonable.
yeah.
It's just, it's funny that you get hate for having a perspective that is articulated, and I get hate for loving.
Yeah.
Like anytime I say anything positive, chill. Anything you say anything critical, it's like, I think he's just being negative.
You're turning to the crowd. No matter what Coy says, you're just negative. For Superman digital release, what I think they're doing right, because the theatrical window at theaters is obviously having such a tough time. And I've talked many times here about how I think studios need to propel the digital release when they do have it, when they have the video on demand. Do I think it's coming out too soon? Yes, I think it's coming out way too soon. It could be an interesting test for something that is doing well in the theaters and that is doing well in digital. It could be an interesting test
Like
to
a 5
see.
nights?
Yeah, if like maybe 5 nights, or if, you know, re-releases right now. Like John went to see Shin Godzilla yesterday. I'm seeing Shin Godzilla tonight.
Nice.
And at a re-release, I'm going to the re-release of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm going to the re-release of Black Swan on IMAX. I'm going to the re-release of Jaws on IMAX. I'm bringing this up because Superman is not a re-release, but let's say someone watches it at home on digital and they're like, I got to see this on the big screen. It could propel that.
I'd love that.
Secondly, when things go on video on demand, people generally will view that as a failure. I guarantee you right now that that's probably part of the conversation is like, oh, they must be putting it on video on demand because it's failing. That's the general go-to subconscious optics when it comes to video on demand.
Right.
And that is not the case because the movie is actually performing pretty well domestically. I like how they are hyping up the video on demand release, though. You know, they don't really do that. Even James Gunn's participating. They're really hyping up that you're going to be able to get it on digital. It's an exciting time. You can get it on digital, and more studios need to know how to do that. Warner Brothers is kind of freaking annihilating it.
Warner Bros. Is killing it.
Yeah.
They have 6 films in a row opening over 40 million.
Yeah, and they got original horror film like Weapons.
Crushing.
They're kind of crushing the horror market.
Mortal Kombat's next.
Mortal Kombat's next. Yeah, I think
they're about to have a 7th in a row.
Yeah, Zaslav. So I think what they're
We
doing.
went from just ruining the day to now he gets a weird Chewbacca chant.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of great things that could come from it, but overall, yeah, it is a little too soon.
I think if it needed to be for Peacemaker, I wish they could have somehow pushed Peacemaker, because I don't think Peacemaker would hurt by coming out in September. But I think it will hurt the exhibition industry to have yet another thing rushed out.
I wonder what the numbers are of because I don't feel like I was fortunate enough to watch the first episode of Peacemaker, and like I don't think you need to watch
I don't
Superman.
think it's as mandatory.
No, it's not.
It's clearly following it, but it's not like you wouldn't understand what's going on.
Yeah, like whatever's already in the trailers.
Those elements are clear. And even if you just watch the trailer, it's not like you were confused in the trailer.
Yeah. Exactly. That's my point.
Yeah. So
because people saw the trailer for Peacemaker before the Superman movie even came out,
right?
And it wasn't like, what?
Who are these people?
Yeah, it makes it pretty clear, and so I don't.
I think James is a guy that likes the comic book energy of issue 1, issue 2, and this in his mind is the next issue in his saga, so he wanted the other one available. I just think, because it's being rushed to video on demand, they're also not having director's commentary, gag reel, or a lot of the things on the Blu-ray. It's only on digital. And that hurts my 2 favorite industries. That hurts the exhibition industry and the physical media industry. So it's just, I don't think VOD, when you get it this quickly, is fair to the industries that need it.
Yeah, and it's not like they need to put it out right now when they don't have much competition.
Right. It's a quiet August. Like the end of August has caught stealing, but between now and then, I'm like chilling.
By the way, guys, just want to throw this out there. Did you see Weapons?
No, I'm scared of it. I want to, but I'm scared.
Okay.
No spoilers.
I organized to be able to make sure that other people could host for it. Because Olivia never wants to go to the theaters, but she specifically said, I want to see Weapons.
Cool, man.
I should go watch Weapons. Went yesterday, late last night, like a 9:30 p.m. showing. First off, way too many fucking trailers. There's 30 minutes of trailers
now. They say it on the
now.
thing now. They say it on the AMCA list. They're like 25 to 30 minutes. That's insane.
It was a solid 30 minutes of trailers. I thought it used to be 20.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the hell? Anyway. It's amazing. That is an incredible movie. It is, and there's some. She also never. That was one of the things with her. Is like we've watched so many horror movies, and she never gets scared. There were moments where she was truly terrified. It is a really freaking good movie. You would love it. I know you get scared at a few moments, but I think you genuinely appreciate the storytelling and the filmmaking. It is remarkably impressive.
I'm in like have kids soon mode. So I don't want fresh imagery of children running into like the idea of losing a child is something I fear without children, and I know I want kids soon. So I feel like it's the timing of it.
Sure.
Like I'm planning my wedding, and soon after wedding want kids. So right now I'm in like photographer, and I'm like children dying maybe.
Yeah,
that seems heavy. But I love Brolin, and I was one of the testers for Barbarian.
Oh, no way.
Like I was part of how the edit happened. Like they filmed me on a GoPro reacting to Barbarian that shaped the edit for Zach Kreger.
Zach Kreger doing Resident Evil next. I'm so hyped.
I've met him a few times because of the thing I did for Barbarian. He is so passionate, and he cares so much about every detail, and he really wants to do a Batman universe film, not a Batman movie. He wants to do a movie set within Batman about a henchman.
Can I tell you one tiny thing that's not a spoiler?
Please.
This is cool to me especially, guys. By the way, in the comments, live stream chat, you got to ask this. And John, I'm going to ask you for feedback on some comments here. John's here. John set everything up. Thank you, John. I want to know, do you guys think if Superman is releasing too early on digital? Secondly, did you guys see Weapons? And if you haven't, why not? There's a moment where, because, Josh Brolin is one of the parents, and he's laying in a bed, his kid's bed, which has it's a Batman blanket, and it is specifically the Dark Knight.
So you got your moment.
Returns Batman, the one that
you want him to play
so that's bad. The Batman he should be playing, and I'm like,
it's happening. I see it. That's amazing.
Yeah, I was so excited. Like, could this be?
Is this setting up my Easter egg for the future?
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the. Wait, John, what are people saying in the chat about that?
Yeah, one bit of feedback. Anthony Cheeseman says Barbarian was a lot scarier, and it wasn't even that scary. And then Ryan Barnes said, or that good. And then the real NB said, Greg got a haircut.
All right.
Solid feedback.
There's no opinions about the Superman digital release?
Too early. They're starting to come in now, yeah. Kenya King says too early. Way too early, says Dan V900. Dan V900 saw Weapons, and that's what he had to say about it. Too early on digital. Not seen Weapons yet because I'm scared, says Kayla Leanne.
Wow.
A lot of people are basically saying way too early and that they saw Weapons.
Hell yeah.
Weapons, yeah. Superman rushed.
Before we go into the Superman saga, let's mix this one up today. Let's embrace the live. John, why don't you read? Let's go through a few of the super. I can preview that some super chats came in.
They have.
Yeah, let's go through some of them. Then we're going to talk about the. I have some pretty strong opinions about the Superman saga. What I really believe they'll be doing.
I'm curious.
I think I know the direction.
All right.
I think I figured it out, Coy.
I'm curious. I'm curious which run you feel is being adapted.
I'm pretty confident about this. I can't wait for you guys to hear my pitch. I'm really hyping this up. It's probably the most obvious pitch in the world, by the way. It's not
Does it
that
involve
original.
the villain I want?
It probably involves the villain you want and the complete obvious unoriginal. Mine is so unoriginal, but I'm so excited.
But
to
it's
act
yours,
like it's
and
mine.
you're gonna claim it on
Yeah.
video and live.
Yeah. Who do we got first, John?
All right.
Who's our first super chat of the day?
First super chat of the day. We got Two Eyes. Thank you so much, Two Eyes.
Hey, buddy.
Coy, when was / what was the first ever reboot event in the comics? When was the first time Marvel or DC, Timely / Atlas, realized the homework was too big?
In the comic books, I mean, when they rebranded from Atlas, there was a reboot of a kind. Timely didn't really have the same characters when it became Marvel, so that was kind of safe. They do soft reboots each age. Like after Gwen Stacy died, I consider that the end of the Silver Age going into the Bronze Age, but I wouldn't consider that like a canon reboot. But you'll note they change characters to have arcs that feel very approachable. Like Brand New Day isn't a reboot, but you know that you can read starting at Brand New Day and going from there. I'd say the first big canon reboot of an entire universe that I would say was like the entire universe would be Crisis. The first Crisis event. No character was left behind. Every single character got addressed. Some characters never came back. There's a really interesting thing that happened with the Comics Code Authority in the 40s and 50s was really puritanical and really wanted books to be almost propaganda for like the war effort and for the American way and a lot of very like nuclear family stuff. And when magic got brought in and certain things that made them uncomfortable, they used reboot events to cull characters entirely. So there would have been more people of color, same-sex relationships, magic and things that aren't your, puritanical view of America earlier, but they were able to be like, ooh, those characters don't work, wipe them from existence. And DC actually has in their vaults a tome of comics that never saw the light of day that were fully written and illustrated that got wiped out. So crisis events are a way to keep continuity going for characters you know, but also it's a way to clean up editorial if you've got certain dictators. So the biggest one ever was Crisis. There's actually a comic that I talked to Greg about. Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow is a comic I think about all the time because it's Alan Moore getting to write the last Superman comic, and it's actually canonically the last one because that Superman is not our Superman anymore. It was a different Superman from another era. So he got to write a story, and it was like iconic artists and inkers of the time that ends Superman, and that's pretty unprecedented. So I'd say the Crisis event.
Wow. Damn, you are encyclopedia of knowledge.
That was some deep cuts in
Yeah,
there. But yeah,
that's pretty impressive.
I'm fascinated by that with film and comics because it's art being censored in a way that's like creative.
It got me thinking that when they do whatever this new reset is or something for the MCU, I don't think they should call it Phase 5 or 6.
No,
They should call it something else.
Yeah, they need to not call it the MCU.
Yeah, they need to call it
because the
something.
MCU will have concluded.
The text of it needs to convey that this is a new start and that people can come in fresh.
And I think James already took chapter 1, right? Like I think
Yeah.
that was part of the conversation.
Yeah.
They got to find a way to demark their eras.
Yeah. All right. Let's take one more. Then we're going to talk about the Superman. We know we got a bunch that have come in already. What we normally do is we actually go through our main stories and then we take all the super chats. But
Greg wants
we
chaos.
wanted to mix it up a little bit today. What's the next one we got today?
All right. Next one comes from Dashun Cheney. Dashun says this. Is that a taper fade, Greg?
I don't know what the hell that is. I appreciate the super chat. All I know is my wife never wanted me to shave my head, so I hit her up on Monday or Tuesday, And I said, I want to shave my head and I want you to do it. And when I told her that, she was down.
It's all the same length. It's not a taper. I see it.
I got a video.
It's a one length.
It's a whole video that I'll be posted on Instagram, hopefully by the weekend, of her shaving my
Social
head.
content.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be great. Follow
really
us
fun.
at Real Rejects.
Did you cry while she shaved your head, like in every movie?
Nah, I did for a brief
G.I.
bit.
Jane
Yeah.
during a training montage.
Thank you guys for the supers. Let's go back to the regular. We'll go through them all. Wait. That one seems relevant to what we're doing.
We got a good one segue in here.
Yeah.
Saint 53, thank you so much,
What does
Saint.
it say?
Saint has this to say. Even if Superman 2025 didn't hit it for you, it feels good to see DC getting a general win after being stomped on by Marvel for 10 years.
I suppose so.
It does feel good to have, and I won't even compare it to Marvel. I just feel good to have a DC movie get a win because I
Yeah.
feel like even when Aquaman made $1 billion, no one really celebrated. It was just like, oh, it's crazy, it made $1 billion. Like, they didn't have a sense of joy. There is an absolute joyousness to Superman's victories to me.
Yeah, well, especially for true comic book fans, I think there's a lot of resonates a lot with
Yeah.
the feeling of it is one of those movies where the emotion overpowers a lot of the criticism for many people. Not everyone, obviously, but for many people, and that's kind of what counts. And you see it. I really do believe results is the name of the game. And in a time when the theatrical window is struggling, it's when you're seeing how well Superman is actually doing domestically and how it consistently does well, and people are excited about the future of it. It's a really big win for them.
It's also the most I've seen a movie ever affect the comic book industry.
Yeah.
Ever. Like, of any Marvel, DC, anything. Like, it is people going to the comic store.
Yeah.
And that's been amazing. At Comic-Con, I heard people going like, oh, I like the Superman movie. What should I buy? To vendors. It was
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah, especially because it seems truly inspired and based on the comics that people want to get more of it now.
Yeah.
And I do liken it to how like TikTok has weirdly caused a resurgence of they have book talk, and I think in some way that kind of feeds the cycle a little bit more of people wanting the source material.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the Superman saga, Corey.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
I read Superman, Woman of Tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
and while Supergirl will clearly be a strong inspiration of that, Lobo's not in it, so they're definitely going to do their own mixture of stuff.
He was in the original draft. They took him out.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Tom King had Lobo in a version before it went to press. So Tom King had originally had an element that had, I think it was going to be a longer series, but he had wanted Lobo in it, and he actually credits the editor for taking him out, so it's more of her story. But he loves Lobo, so he is glad they didn't have him in the comic, but he's very glad he's come back in the movie because that was his original idea.
Okay, cool.
Just a fun fact.
So that plot is going to be new for this. And recently I read a run, the Jeff Johns run of Superman Brainiac, which it's co-led by Superman and Supergirl.
Yeah.
And in that narrative, Brainiac is the one responsible for the Krypton destruction. And Kara is extremely traumatized at the very idea of Brainiac coming in and having to contend with that. I feel like if you're doing the Superman saga, if you're leading to like what was the one potential one they were talking about? The Super Family was the big rumor
Yeah,
going
he's just
on?
been saying Super Family, but I think that's not the I think he's been vague and people took it as like.
Yeah, I think that would be the best run where you can get, because what was cool about, and also in that run, Superman and Lois are already together like how they are in the movie.
Yeah.
And it seems like it would be the perfect way to introduce Brainiac that would also not just be, we need the super people to team up, but have it be a personal linkage, because we don't exactly know what happened to Krypton. So I suspect that in Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, they will take the version of Brainiac destroying Krypton. That way it's something more personal rather than like, there's a problem with our planet, you know?
Yeah.
And I think they'll adapt all that because there's this one chapter in all the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow that does do the whole backstory of what happened and how long she was there for, and witnessing the amount of death. So you see why she's all messed up and why she needs to escape with alcoholism and stuff. I think this would just be that cool added layer that would actually make it personal if they were to do a team-up movie with Supergirl. I feel like it's inevitable that they would do a Superman and a Supergirl team-up movie. And if they do have, and to do that story of Brainiac coming in where Superman's trying to defeat Brainiac, but it's also about Kara having to face her trauma against the thing that caused the destruction of her home planet, I feel like it would just be a really strong narrative, and I think that is the direction they would go.
I think not only are you 100% right,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know because I haven't had any sort of knowledge about this. This isn't coming from me knowing anything, but
Sure.
I think it's also a matter of James wanting to include certain characters, and this is such a genius way to do escalation narratively.
Yeah.
Like you talk about inevitably Superman and Supergirl teaming up. That story, especially the Jeff Johns Brainiac take, is so specifically an escalation from where we exactly are. I think
Yeah.
you're totally right. I think James thinks in arcs. I think that describes a saga. I think that allows things to move forward and be a sequel to both Superman and Supergirl in a very natural way. I think progressing the House of L is a really smart thing to show the strength of DC, not as just Batman's friends. Like, I think it's really smart to triple down and have that be a narrative through line. If you look at the original Marvel Phase 1, Iron Man did well. Iron Man 2 happened very quickly. I think if DC focuses on the super side of things and makes it a very clear standout, that'd be very smart. I think Brainiac is a character they have had in pre-production for 5 different goddamn movies.
Yeah.
Like, we've been so close to Brainiac so long, I think it may even make sense from that standpoint. He's the villain I wanted in the first film. I'm actually glad they didn't because I am glad we got to meet Superman longer, and the villain was not as big of a deal to explain because Lex Luthor makes sense. We get Lex Luthor. Brainiac we've never had in a theatrical film. I want him like to get his time.
Yeah.
If we've got it as a sequel to Supergirl, we establish the trauma. We as a sequel to Superman, we understand the whole world of him.
Yeah.
It's perfect. I completely agree. I think it's coming.
Yeah, and another thing too, and that it just dawned on me is that he has that thing where Brainiac likes to collect things from planets and many different versions of the comics, and then he has a room of like orbs that lets you access stuff, and I think that's a section where he could access being able to talk to some version of Jor-El.
Ooh, that's fun.
And I think that you could actually get some real answers there. I think that would just be so cool.
Yeah.
I would.
I think Kandor's coming.
personally- Oh, really?
Kandor, the small city.
Yeah.
I think that might be what we get after the movie.
Is that what was in the comic? I can't remember which one.
The city of Kandor is that miniaturized city.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it'd be cool if he saves that, brings it to the fortress, and he has a pit of Krypton with him. That'll give him some closure. Because the first film will be about him realizing his family is who he's had all along, Ma and Pa Kent. Second film, discovering his heritage, and then he brings Kandor back to the fortress, and that makes him Superman. That brings his 2 worlds together. That's what I would do at the end of it.
Oh man.
Because then the end is mirroring the end of the first film, like him looking up and seeing Earthbound.
Yeah.
The second film could be looking down
Yeah.
Kandor. So you've got up and then down, and you've got the fortress being his place of solitude.
What do you feel about him calling it the Superman Saga? Is that something he sounded like he was just telling himself? Like that's what I'm just calling it, but it's not the official title of what he's proceeding with.
I mean, this is Gods and Monsters as a unit. I don't think that the Superman Saga is going to be the film name, or do I think it's going to be like... We didn't designate Iron Man as a separate thing. I think it's just like he said Superman Family, and I was like, that's not the name. It's just involving super people. And to me, Superman Saga is another one of those. It could end up being, the box set name, but I don't think it's ever going to be a necessary designation because I don't think it's going to separate from the DCU.
Okay.
But
Okay.
you know what I mean? Like I could see
Yeah.
the box of it. Like he could imagine the trilogy of Superman, Supergirl, that as Superman Saga, or like Super Saga. But I don't know if it's going to be like...
Okay. Well, I'm glad we're on the same page.
Dude,
about
I think
this one.
that's exactly right. I've been saying Brainiac since like 4 years ago before I knew the first movie. And what you just described ties into what I think he would write, especially after High Evolutionary. And I think, you know what I mean? Like that's such a great path. And I also think James is very aware of the world's issues. And I think that AI is accelerating this last year. Like, I mean, it's going to be exponential. But I think that the villain that is Brainiac will need to be told before it's just topical.
Yeah.
Like, I think we need to get him in fiction before it's just the world. Like, I think about those West Hollywood robots all the time. And I think it's so scary that people are just filming them and normalizing it. Like, they gave them, like, rainbow shawls and give them office sound bites. That way people think it's like a meme. And the meta-modernist nature of making something terrifying naturalized is going to make people way more adjusted to a robot walking around you so that when they start being, like, cop bots and cameras monitoring us and working and taking over jobs, it's going to be like, oh yeah, we've had those guys, we've been filming them. Oh, suddenly it's not funny anymore. Oh wait, too late, government owns these robots. So I think we need Brainiac before we just have death bots.
It's kind of crazy how artificial intelligence has been in fiction for decades, and now there's more stories doing it, and people think it's just because of like modern day relevancy. When it's like, no, when are we going to learn our lesson?
Have not,
When
will
is this
not.
cautionary tale gonna be a caution we take serious. You know,
it hasn't
crazy.
worked yet. Fiction hasn't helped us to scale yet, and I feel like Skynet, like the fact that James Cameron is like, AI is great and it's the future. I'm like, bruh,
Yeah.
you're the reason a lot of us know about it.
Yeah.
Like you cautioned us 40 years ago. So I feel like we need Brainiac to at least slow some people from laughing at a robot existing.
Yeah.
Because it's so scary.
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to
Yeah,
it.
Brainiac's gonna be great.
What are some of the comments saying in the chat, John? In response to what we're saying, our great opinions.
Let me see here. I say Zod should have a super evil dog. That's what Star-Lord said. Gunn is making it up as he goes along, Tutorial Slave said. Shalem.
Let's pause for a second on that. Gunn is making it up as it goes along. What I love is that James Gunn is a writer-director. And what people often forget about is that pivots can happen because there's a thing called in creation process of discovery. So when you are writing or rewriting, or a lot of the times people talk about things coming through you, not like I have an idea, I have an outline, now let me just write what I have in mind. The idea is discovering what you want to do along the way, and allowing pivot. That's why I wasn't exactly like I loved when they announced it, but then in reflection, I was like, I'm not sure they should have announced all these movies for Chapter 1, because it feels like they have to make it like a finite plan at that point, when discovery is a big part of allowing the pivot game, you know?
I feel like that was for shareholders and to get confidence in the brand, and I think that is necessary. That's the unfortunate side of something that's $200 million, is you have to show a confident thing to launch something.
Yeah.
But from a creative side, like, yeah, Superman did well, and I got inspired to write more Superman. Why would I be shackled to something that I like? I don't understand how people don't see the gift of a writer, director, CEO as a positive, because when he is inspired and wants to create something and it's as good as Superman, then that just lends to more. It's not a shackle, it's a benefit.
Yeah.
I think Marvel really messed up people's view of art. Period.
Yeah. There are a lot of great things and
Oh
other
no,
things,
Marvel net positive,
Yeah.
like huge. Like I think Marvel is absolutely like a huge asset to the theater industry, to comic books, to movies. I hate when they say like, oh, a movie came out, it didn't affect comics. Lies. Like people have brand awareness about like She-Hulk, even if they don't like the show, people know that character. Like Marvel has been a whirlwind of positivity for every industry in entertainment, but there are negatives like theatrical window shortening, other movies not getting into theaters in the same way, people being held, against their contract to not be able to do stuff. Mahershala Ali. There are negatives, but like the pros hardcore outweigh the cons. I do think one of the cons is a phase announcement. I think it's really not what art is.
No.
It's a board meeting.
We need to have room for pivoting.
I'd be honored to host a Hall H for Marvel, but I would not want to be like, and our next 5 years is like,
Yeah.
There's a different thing there. Like you can announce the next couple of years, you can be excited, you can drive up hype, but I think if you're treating these things like commodities, it's dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it in retrospect, if they didn't announce Avengers, Kang Dynasty, or Secret Wars, none of this, the optics
The
of this
fallout
would be very different. It'd be very different. It would be very, very different.
And if they hadn't had dates already on the calendar, we wouldn't be like, what's crazy? We should have had Doomsday this year.
Yeah.
Like Kang Dynasty would have come out already. But instead it's Doomsday, and then they got moved, and it needed to move. But they shouldn't have had to move it because they shouldn't have announced it.
All right. Well, what do you guys think? Did Marvel ruin everything in your lives?
That's what I said. That's the part that people are going to clip out and be like, this guy.
Let's read a couple more super chats, Johnny.
Aye, Capitano.
Now we will do our big, chunk of them all after we're getting through some of our main stories here.
All right.
Well, we got 650 people here randomly on a Thursday afternoon at a weird hour. That's pretty good. Unannounced live stream. That's pretty sweet. Just a little heads up. That makes me happy. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Leave a like. Thank you. Everyone's just coming in and be like, Greg's bald. Bye.
That's it. That's engagement.
People were excited about Brainiac, but your baldness is really captivating
taken over.
the chat.
Greg Alba for
consistently.
Brainiac 2028.
All right, Dashun Cheney is back. Dashun has this to say: a Four Brothers reaction with your brother, who everyone now thinks you look like.
Nah, that would be fun. Yeah, have you've seen Four Brothers, obviously.
I love Four Brothers.
I would love
Crazy.
to watch that. I
John
want to
Singleton's
watch that
Four
movie.
Brothers? You never seen it?
No,
Dude, it's so good. It's why I love Garrett. Man, that movie's fantastic.
I would love to watch that. Yeah.
Marky Mark, Tyrese having a good old time.
I'll put it on the list.
Hung out with your brother this week?
And Nobody?
Yeah.
You have a good
Hung out
time?
a lot. Yeah, it was. We hung out at the arcade a lot. Played some
You
games.
praise Nobody too quite a bit.
I loved Nobody 2,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Like, I love an action comedy, and I love when it knows what it is. And from the moment Nobody 2 starts, it knows what it is.
Yeah.
And until the credits, it doesn't change that. And I think that's hard in a 4-quadrant goal. Like,
Yeah.
it's a movie that is off an unexpected hit first movie. So the sequel, I'm always worried, like, are they going to sell out, or is it going to be true to itself? And it's so 87 North. It's like John Wick Family Man, and it's such a good time. It's just a blast.
I'm excited for it. Excited
it's
for
a
it,
good
man.
time.
Love Bob Odenkirk so much. Watch the podcast that he just did with Conan O'Brien.
I
Was
got
it
to
not-
meet 2 of my heroes, dude. That was a surreal one. Like Bill Burr and the RZA in one day was like, that was
That's right.
crazy.
He took a photo of Bill Burr. That was cool.
I did my review before I met them, so the hype was from the movie. And then I met, because I was thinking about it, I was like, did I love the movie because I met 2 of my heroes? I was like, no, I filmed this first. Nice.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. What else we got? Minak, always here.
Hey, Mayank run on the
Oh my God, he's segueing us for the next story. Thank you.
Hey, Coy and Greg with Ryan Reynolds' Instagram post. Will we get a Deadpool and Spider-Man union in Avengers Doomsday? Also, you excited for Peacemaker Season 2?
I'm excited to watch more of Peacemaker Season 2 for sure. What can you say about Peacemaker? Or what are you allowed to say?
I can say that it debuts August 21st, and I'm very excited for the people to see it.
I mean, people are talking about how they've already seen, I think, the whole season or first 5 episodes.
I've seen a lot of it, and it is, I think, a really, really bold swing that is going to be. There's a few episodes specifically that I cannot wait for the conversation to be like the old water cooler conversation. I feel like it's not like the mystery box that WandaVision is, but there are elements of like, characters we're going to be excited about. There's going to be moments of like, I can't believe, just like the first season where it's like they're going from PG-13 Superman into a very R-rated show, and I'm very excited for people to get that like spinner rack feeling.
Yeah.
Like I've been talking about that from the beginning. I love that James Gunn is like, we're going to pivot from wholesome hope to Peacemaker, and I'm really excited for those conversations every week.
All right. Well, I'm very excited for it too. Let's talk about this Ryan Reynolds post. All right. So here's the thing here. He posted that image on Instagram with the Avengers symbol. I think that image is featured in Deadpool and Wolverine, right?
Yeah.
It's that image is featured in Deadpool and Wolverine.
The flag.
Yeah. And that led a lot of people to speculate that he's going to be in Avengers Doomsday.
Mm-hmm.
And according to John Campea, who got, and supposedly this has been true from time to time, is that he knows enough industry people who work close to these things that he got an email saying like, no, he actually was not saying he's going to be in Avengers Doomsday. Now, that doesn't mean it wasn't saying he's going to be in Avengers Secret Wars.
Yeah, I was like, then what does he say?
Because to me, in my opinion, I don't think Deadpool would fit for Avengers Doomsday.
Yeah, I Secret is a Secret Wars thing.
Because Doomsday seems like it needs to be serious and heavy.
Yeah.
In order to drive it home. And I think having Deadpool, even if he's just a supporting character, I think that would kind of undermine some of the experience. I think this one needs to be a very serious. Not that Deadpool can't be serious. Deadpool has had very serious moments in the trilogy. But I feel like it would just make more sense for him to be in Secret Wars.
It's also a levity. You need escalation.
Yeah.
Like Secret Wars can't just be the same people from Doomsday. Like it is still at the end of the day a sequel to a giant movie.
Yeah. And then, Doomsday is bringing in all the Fox Universe X-Men characters and stuff. So it's not like it wouldn't make sense to have Ryan Reynolds not in there. But I think Spider-Man right now is their biggest thing that they could hold on to because the Spider-Man is creating a very great hype. Like Deadpool and Wolverine was massive. Deadpool 3 was going to be big no matter what. Deadpool 3 became even more huge because of the return of Hugh Jackman, something that we didn't know for sure would ever happen. And when they did it, it was like right away once that was announced, like there's going to be $1 billion movie.
Yeah.
And a lot of that hinged off the fact that, Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds are together. And like we talked about last week, what's so cool about this is while Punisher's in it, while Hulk is in it, the main hype is like, look at these images of Spider-Man.
And all weekend
Yeah.
I'm looking, dude. Like it has not. The hype has not died down.
Imagine, like, to drive that home, imagine if any character, like if it was like, imagine, oh, look at these images of the Guardians. Look at these cameos.
Yeah,
Look
it's
at the
about-
image, the title character, and to be excited about the title character.
Like Superman. We
Not-
were all excited about
yeah.
Superman.
Exactly. Not just the future of what Spider-Man is setting up.
Yeah.
Not the idea of Toby and Andrew coming in. It is Tom Holland Spider-Man, and they need more like that. And I feel like Marvel will definitely be using Spider-Man more now to create hype for their other characters. Like he's asking in this super chat right now about, will we see the Ryan Reynolds and Spider-Man on screen? And I'm like, I think Marvel wants that more than anything right now. Johnny Storm and Spider-Man interact often in the Fantastic Four
I
comics.
asked Quinn about it. He
Yeah.
said he was down. He said he's never met Tom Holland.
In the Hickman run, when there's a moment where, I won't say why, but Johnny Storm is absent for a bit, Spider-Man fills in.
Yeah, he's one of the four.
He becomes one of the Fantastic Four. What do you imagine if they did that shit? That'd be crazy with the white suit and everything.
And the Future Foundation's already canon.
Damn, that would be insane if they pulled that off, like for some
Even
random.
for a scene.
Yeah. Because even in slight comic spoilers here, because in Fantastic, in slight mini spoiler moment, there's a moment in Fantastic Four where it looks like Johnny might sacrifice himself.
Mm-hmm.
That would fall in line. I'm trying to like dance around here. That would fall in line with how Johnny was absent
For Spider-Man.
in the comic that allowed Spider-Man to enter into the fold to be one of the Fantastic Four.
And the Future Foundation is canon in the MCU with the first film.
Yeah. Ooh.
That'd be fun.
That
And I
would
do
be-
see them playing around with that
that
a
would be
lot in those two
insane.
Avengers films.
Yeah, I think Spider-Man.
That's like
right
an
now-
A-team moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the women for a second, like just a shot of the Fantastic Four with Spider-Man would be
Yeah.
a moment.
It's nuts. And the crazy part though is that they have to do every Spider-Man thing they do is a workaround with Sony in some way. They have to have some weird conversation and all the machinations that are involved. Otherwise, I think they'd be using Spider-Man way more.
I mean, I think we'd have a Miles already, but I do think we get Miles in the next 5 years because of everything that happened with Madam Web and Craven.
Yeah. But that's I mean, if you want to know if like Ryan Reynolds and him, I think that undoubtedly they
we
want
need that. I would much rather have it be Ryan Reynolds and Andrew Garfield though. Just tonally. I want
Sure.
if the other Spider-Man are in, I totally see Andrew and Ryan. They're actually friends.
Yeah.
And their tone of Spider-Man, that's perfect.
Yeah. So let's talk about Spider-Man 4 a little bit more then. They released an on the day.
Dude, the day one video?
The day one video.
Man, it's great.
Such great marketing of a behind the scenes like a year in advance.
Harry filmed it. Harry Holland.
Oh, he
Tom's
did?
brother.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he filmed a bunch of stuff with me and Tom for the trailer event I hosted. So I got to know Harry really well. Not really well. I got to know Harry very well for that week. And I remember a very conscious thought I had, which I hate how cynical I am about Hollywood, but I was like, oh, Harry's his little brother. He's just filming, and I wonder if he's
Yeah.
good at it. Like, because I'm that guy that's like, oh, that's kind, but like, I wonder if he wants to be a videographer. Talk to Harry, and he's like, oh, he's obsessed with cinematography. He's got this great eye. But I hated that my first thought was like, how sweet, his little brother, instead of like giving the guy a chance for a minute. I was like, what if he's an amazing? And then I remember seeing his footage, and I was like, this guy's incredible. What a great cinematographer. But he's like young, and he's got such a good eye, and he's got such a good color grading eye. And I remember being really impressed. And then at the premiere, like 5 months later, I got to tell him, I was like, hey man, you were just his little brother. I didn't know like
Yeah.
what that footage looked like. You're like great at this. And he's gotten even better the last 3 years. This footage is gorgeous. And I'm so excited. The kid's great.
It's going to be a special time when that movie comes
Oh,
out.
I'm going to lose my mind.
It's going to be a special time. I can't wait to see the look of it because while we've gotten teases of swinging and stuff, the martial arts choreography of Shang-Chi, seeing what Daniel Destin-Cretton is going to be able to pull off with this is going to be remarkable.
Did you see the pose where he did the
Yeah.
like,
Oh, he's doing the actual Spider-Man pose.
dude,
Yeah.
I lost my mind. Like that is I saved
And
it
it's
on every
practical.
device I have. So I
didn't-
could look at it.
I never saw the short-lived Broadway production, but this
This
seems
is close.
This seems like what they were trying to do, but they kept failing, and now they're
This is
actually
better
able
served.
to pull it off right now.
Justice for Turn Off the Dark.
Turn off
Yeah.
the dark.
And now they have.
He did.
It seems like for sure there's going to be because there's toys revealed already about I mean, the toys are not always accurate.
True. They make extra toys
They make extra toys that are in,
just so kids can buy a set. And,
exactly. But it seems like Savage Hulk would most likely. Do you feel like it will be Savage Hulk?
I think that we need Savage Hulk, just like in the MCU. I think we need him for Secret Wars. I think we need him for Doomsday. I think people have had we've had, I think, more Professor Hulk than Hulk.
Yeah.
And I think that at this point we want Hulk.
Do you like the idea of, because it seems like
If Mr. Negative's in it, yeah.
it seems like with Matt Gargan that they're going to be skipping to him being Venom.
I think that if you set up Venom well and tie in the Secret Wars stuff, because that's where Venom came from, that's dope. I don't know if they'd rush a Venom saga. I could see Venom being a symbiote that attaches to Matt Gargan or something, but like I don't think we'd get a lot of Venom in this movie, but I think it could set up a good trilogy that could include Secret Wars.
I mean, he's posted 2 images that seem to be. It's like when Jamie Foxx was posting with the 3 Spider-Men.
I was like, bro.
Yeah. Well, I feel like he would have to have gotten approval to post those stories to generate some hype.
It's working.
It's working.
It's also out in like 11 months.
Yeah.
This movie's out so soon.
Well, it's kind of weird. Like, I'm of 2 minds about him becoming the symbiote version because we haven't gotten a proper live action Scorpion yet.
Right. And I don't want to rush that.
You would kind of rush it if he immediately gets the symbiote suit.
But if he's the villain of the movie, and then at the end of the movie gets you see the black splashiness.
Well, what Spider-Man, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man did so well is it drove home how a lot of times Scorpion is involved with like a group, Sinister Six or whatever, or with someone else. Even in one of the comics that I read where he gets the symbiote suit, it's him and Green Goblin teamed up, and then the symbiote attaches to him. What's your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man drove home so well is how terrifying he can be just on his own.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I
want to see without the Venom. Yeah.
And Michael Mando is incredible in Better Call Saul. Anyone who's watched Better Call Saul knows how phenomenal of an actor he is, and he can be terrifying. So I feel like he really deserves that shot at doing that wouldn't rely on him. I think, setting him up for a sequel to do that, but then I don't know if they would let him tease all this shit.
Right.
So I'm not sure.
I think there will be an element of Venom setting up, but I don't think we'll get full Scorpion Venom. And I think the tease allows for that.
Yeah. All right.
But I'm very excited. Everything about this movie has me hyped.
I'm very excited too. What do you guys think about all this Spider-Man news, man? It's going to be a crazy time.
Next year is Supergirl in June and Spider-Man in July. Like next year, already summer is nuts.
That is freaking nutty, Professor. And then let's talk about Avengers Doomsday. Then we're going to go on to the super chats and stuff. Do we have some we got to go through, right? We got a good amount. Not go
super
through.
Chats?
Yeah.
We have a good amount of super chats and some Streamlabs.
Nice.
Yay. Nice. Avengers Doomsday. D23, an event I always forget about till the weekend it's happening. D23 is going to be in Orlando this year.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's upset some people.
Will not attend.
Part of me is like, can I get tickets? Can I now finally accept the hookup that I've always rejected?
It's down the street. And you're like, nah.
No, I've never been to Disney World. I think it's going to be at Disney World.
You've never been? Oh, that's
Yeah.
fun. Disney World's fun.
I love me some Disney World. So D23, Marvel will actually be there. And there's a lot of heavy speculation that there'll be a chair reveal part 2.
When is the D23?
August 30th.
Oh, it's this month.
They'll showcase Lucasfilm, Marvel Studios, and other Disney projects. Do you think we'll get more reveals from Avengers Doomsday? How about this? Who do you speculate will be in this movie that is not announced?
So many. They didn't give us they gave us mainly new people. Like they gave us the Fantastic Four, they gave us the Thunderbolts. We still have so many of the Avengers and supporting I think it'll be as many or more.
Do you think they'll show set photos or photos? I mean,
I think they'll have some set photos. I think they'll have some reveals from set, maybe a video from Downey.
Because we've been getting little teases here. Like Downey's allowed to post some photos. Rebecca Remains talked about her experience working on it. Alan Cumming is posting images, and this must be all Thor. Chris Hemsworth has talked about working with this new generation of younger actors.
Yeah.
And how when he was first here, how he felt like new kid on the block, and now he's one of the veterans of the MCU.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of things that they could do to actually drum up some more additional hype for this. But I'm also like, I don't think they should announce more people.
I think a second reveal of cast is inevitable because they did that first one so early. I mean, the script's just finished. So
Yeah.
they now they know what the movie is.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's going to be a factor in pushing more hype up. Like, this thing has to make so much money.
Well, we got the tease of Doctor Doom and Fantastic Four. Spoilers. We got a tease of Fantastic Four of him there. Do you think they'll give us our first official look?
I could see that. Timing wise, that's what? September. It's August 30th, so it's practically September. September to the following November is a pretty long time, but a year and 2 months, I could see them doing it.
Yeah.
Because it's out like it's supposedly out 2027, 2026. A year of hype, though. I would save the Doom thing a little longer, but I could see them wanting the press. Like, they shouldn't. If they were going to hold it, not making it a big reveal, save it more.
Yeah.
But I could see them doing it.
I feel like they should go weird with their marketing. On
They
this
did
one.
with the chairs.
I feel like they could do like some cool. Warner Brothers. I think there's a lot to learn from what Warner Brothers is doing. When we leave Universal City Walk, near Universal City Walk, I mean, there's this billboard that Warner Brothers, I think, has just bought out.
Yeah, the one at the end of as you go on the highway.
Yeah, because like they had a crazy one for
The
Superman
Superman's dope.
holding up the globe. They had a weird ass one for weapons with the clock. They had the Final Destination one with the construction
Because
workers.
Warner Brothers Studios right
Yeah.
there. I
Okay,
think
yeah.
that's physically there.
It's weird. It's like right across from Universal.
You know the studios at the end of the Warner Brothers lot across the street are
Yeah.
Universal.
Oh, really?
I always thought they were those lands touch.
Weird. Well, like, okay, so Final Destination, you guys might have seen it. They had ones where they had like dummy construction workers and it was blood
So
splattered.
good.
They do like these crazy billboards, and then every time I pass it, it draws the eye and it makes it feel like an event movie.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's an effective billboard. Like,
And there's hella traffic, so you have time to look at it.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's a good spot.
It's a great spot, and every time it makes me want to go watch the movie when I see it. I know what you did last summer. They were attempting something similar with that, with like the girl in the bikini. That's not Warner Brothers, but they were attempting something like that where it's like some 3-dimensional thing. But Warner Bros. Has a really good handle on how to do it. And I'm like, oh, you know, they should do stuff like Doom is coming. Doom is coming. Like they have that shit like plastered around. Just something that feels like ominous.
Yeah.
And like we got to, like this, if the movie itself is your introduction to your massive villain,
Start setting up now.
you should start teasing the ominous arrival of him now with the audience, with the world, and set up like weird marketing tactics to do that. But Marvel doesn't really do that.
I think they have to pivot. I think they were reliant on their name for a long time, and now that's not as true. Like I think Marvel had a certain amount of like guaranteed we will see it. I think they're gonna have to like find inventive marketing choices, to your point, that are making it an event, because it's not a guaranteed event. I think I loved Fantastic Four. I loved Thunderbolts, but I think neither felt like the event they needed to until right before. They need to start slow burning these event movies.
You see, one thing I did not bring up last week when, talking about Marvel decline, box office decline, all that, et cetera, because to my grander point of like how I feel that if they're putting this much money in there, it has to be making the kind of money that certain movies are able to do, or be event cinema, truly be event cinema, the way how like a Five Nights at Freddy's can have a day and date Peacock release and then also be a hit in the theaters. That's it seems like even K-pop Demon Hunters is going to be a big limited window release.
Yeah.
So my question is, I have no idea though, because people are like, well, it goes to streaming so fast, it goes to digital so fast, but do people then who don't go to the theaters what is the fraction of how many people actually catch up? Because that was my bigger point about the decline of Marvel interest, is that it's not just box office. A lot of times people don't even bother to catch up when the show comes out, when the streaming comes out, when the digital comes out. They're not even bothering with it.
I hear a surge when it hits Disney Plus. I hear like word of mouth.
Yeah.
But I'm in an echo chamber. Like,
Sure.
I don't know how much of that is just because the algorithm's like, you like Marvel, here's some Marvel.
Yeah.
So, like, I know they do something, but I don't know any individual that waits for Disney Plus for a movie as in my personal life. I know them digitally. I read about it, but
And a lot of times it's like, well, I'll just wait for Disney Plus, and it's not like they're chomping at the bit.
Day
for,
one.
They're waiting. It's more like when I get around to it, I'll get around to it. And by that point, they might have already lost interest in even checking the thing out.
Right.
And they might just get around to it randomly.
Yeah.
You know?
when they're scrolling through Disney. Oh, Thunderbolts is out.
Yeah, because Thunderbolts comes out at the end of August on Disney Plus, and like, will we see some surge in?
And will that be
interest?
enough to matter
And
financially?
will that exactly? Will that bolster? Does it lead to more people signing up for
family
Disney
of
Plus?
five sending $7
Yeah.
that month? Is it that dollar per person going to help them out?
Exactly.
Which is why the streaming model's always baffled me as far as the suit side of it.
It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird. But anyway, I'm excited for Spider-Man and Doomsday and the Superman saga. There's a lot of cool things.
Yeah, Spider-Man next year is so crazy considering these images, and like the fact that it comes out a month after Supergirl is just like next summer. I thought this summer was great, and I stand by the summer being great, but those two movies, I'm a bigger Spider-Man fan than Fantastic Four. I'm sorry, he's my guy.
Okay.
And I am a bigger Woman of Tomorrow fan than almost any other DC comic. I was more excited for Superman because I was like a brand new universe. What could it be? But as far as like a comic adaptation, Woman of Tomorrow is up there. So next summer is just crazy.
All right. Well, you know what's crazy? We got a lot of great supporters here
Yes.
at Real Rejects who have sent in a good amount of questions, and I want to make sure we get to all of them because more will probably pile in, and we have to end in an hour and 10 minutes.
Let's give them the lion's share of the time.
Quality, efficiency. John, before we go into the supers, is there any comments you would like to highlight from the live stream chat?
You're not going to believe this,
I won't.
but people are very, very up in arms about your hair.
Hair Chat 2025.
Every time someone enters the chat, they notice your hair. People think you're looking really good. Everyone wants to know where your barber's at. A lot of people think you went to a black barber.
Olivia Black
No,
Barber
I went to
Alba.
a Supercuts and I said, "Is there a black man here?" That's what I did.
Canceled.
Is there a black man?
You're not black. You can't shave my head.
Cut to Olivia with a barber.
No, yeah. I put her in blackface.
Ah,
Yeah.
Halloween
It
costume.
felt right.
Chris the artist took Koi's suggestion and watched Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Nice.
And
Show's so
loved
good.
it.
Hell yeah.
So there's that.
Love to hear it.
What I don't like is the optics that people think I want Marvel to fail, that I'm hopping on some bandwagon. You know,
You're
about
just
it.
pointing out your feeling of the box office.
Yeah, and I was more coming from a bummed place than a like, it's time to capitalize on anti-woke material or some shit.
I've learned that when I talk on the internet, I have to think of it like a text and
Yeah.
assume there's no reception of nuance. Like when I send a text, I think about like, oh, if I put a period there, someone's going to panic because they think I'm mad at them. On the internet, when I talk, if I say like, well, that didn't do as well as I hoped, all people hear is that didn't do well. And they
Yeah.
stop listening.
Fair
so
enough.
it's unfortunate, but there is no such thing as nuance or integrity on the internet.
What do we got?
Let's talk to the internet.
What do we got?
Well, you guys have nuance and integrity, most definitely.
I try.
Alrighty, here we go. Let's see. We got Mayank. We're up to RJ. Let me line you up on the screen there. In Gunn's DCU, how big do you want the Bat Fam to be? Also, what are your guys' favorite exercises for working out? Thank you, RJ.
2 broad questions.
I think you got to go big with the Bat family.
Really?
I think you got to grow into it. I don't think you just start big.
I say start with 2 or 3. Barbara
Yeah.
Gordon, Nightwing, and a Robin.
I would want them to do it properly. That's my
Yeah.
one issue with Batman Brave and the Bold,
Okay.
is that you'd be skipping over a couple of Robins. You would get Nightwing right away.
I would assume Nightwing and Damian, and I would also assume Barbara Gordon. And that
Yeah.
to me is a good sized family.
I mean, but would Barbara be Oracle by this point, or would she
I
be
would
Batgirl?
Batgirl.
She would be Batgirl.
Unshot.
Yeah.
Spined up. Vertical.
Did you guys know there was a Birds of Prey show shortly on CW?
Dude,
I watched it when I was
Googled it
young.
recently, and I was
Yeah.
like, I forgot. It was like a part of my brain reopened.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, right.
It was of the era when I associate every CW with the Evanescence song.
Yes, that was
Wake
their
me up,
tone.
Wake me up. That's how I viewed
That
every
new metal ending.
I know it was in Daredevil, but every CW show I just thought was
Smallville's like the
Evanescence.
Smallville's
Yeah.
music was banger after banger, but they didn't get the licensing. So when you watch it on DVD now, that none of those songs are there.
I bring it up because Oracle was in the show.
Yeah.
And that was my introduction to the character Huntress. But yeah,
I wouldn't want Huntress yet. I wouldn't
no.
want.
No.
I wouldn't want Tim Drake yet.
And in that version, she was Batman and Catwoman's daughter. I still remember that. That's crazy.
Which is a canon Huntress.
Yeah. Not in The Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn.
Right.
But yeah, I think in the ideal world, I would want them to just do it proper. Although there is a magic trick to when you just throw you into something and it's already established.
I think that's the move, but not with too many. I think Nightwing, already as Nightwing, a former Robin gives you 2 Robins because then you can have a new Robin. And I think Batgirl is her own character enough that you don't need to.
Well, Nightwing's the thing that got me reading comics.
Nightwing's incredible. If you do Nightwing right, he's just impossible to cast.
The Nightwing Hunt for Oracle was the first graphic novel I ever read.
That's awesome.
I adored it so much. I love Nightwing Year One. I think there's kind of a weird humor to Dick Grayson that would be cool. Like I think they've mentioned Bloodhaven a couple of times now.
In both.
Yeah. So I think it would be cool if we did actually get a Nightwing and you establish him and then you get a Nightwing movie that can go through I think you could do like a parallel where you do like kind of like Godfather 2, where you do like a half origin, you cut back and forth, and then you watch some type of culmination. Like I always thought you could do a Nightwing movie.
I think Nightwing could be the Supergirl of the Batman, where it's like you give a Superman movie with Nightwing in it, and then
a big part of Nightwing is he's trying to break free from the shadow of Batman and the tutelage of Batman.
Yeah,
and like he feels they have a very toxic relationship when he's Robin and he disbands from him.
Yeah,
and I think that would just make for such a compelling.
100%.
That's why I think you should keep Robert Pattinson separate. And you get 100%. Josh Brolin in there
in that Dark Knight Rises bedding.
That would be so cool. I think Dark Knight Returns. Yeah, but starting off with because if you're going to Damian Wayne right away, you're skipping over a couple of. Then you would get an established Red Hood and all this shit. You would get an opportunity to see that. But I think eventually, my dream scenario has always been that they eventually do a Batman Arkham Asylum like 10 movies down the road, but it would not just include Batman; it would also include the Bat family.
But I think growing to that, I would not want them to start with more than 3 personally.
Yeah, and my favorite workout is, I like push-up variations a lot for some reason, and I like dumbbell hammer curls a lot.
I'm a big forearm barbell curl. I think it feels really powerful because you feel like all of your arm, like forearm and bicep and tricep when you extend. I'm a big skull crusher guy too. I just feel like
you like the ones I don't like.
Really?
Not a big fan of this.
Oh, I love feeling like the pump. Like I think those muscles like they immediately inflate, and I love that feeling of like, oh, this is worth the effort.
Yeah.
I'm a bench guy, but that's like the answer. I feel like everybody likes the bench because it's just like when you think of working out, you think of benching.
Yeah.
But I love flies because of that.
Yeah.
Like I'm a big
I'm an incline chest press guy.
Oh, 100%. And I incline almost all my benching because I want those corners more than I want like tickle bitties.
Yeah. I bought these cupping things from Target. Oh, it's so nice.
Cup it like the.
Yeah.
How do they work?
They're great. They actually relieve a lot of tension. Surprisingly.
Really?
Yeah, surprisingly.
I was intrigued by that because you were all like.
And nobody too. Yeah, that was all me.
Yeah. I didn't realize you did those yourself.
Yeah, I just did it myself. Yeah.
And you noticed a difference.
Oh yeah. I did.
So I get so tense in my neck.
My shoulders get in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
And I used it last night. So,
and shoulder exercises. I love shoulder. I love these are really dangerous, but they're great.
You want to be Tom Hardy.
Yeah. I want traps. I want to hear my traps.
Yeah. Traps are a character. What do we got next? Thanks for the question.
Thank you, RJ. Next up, Saint 53 is back. I preferred Man of Steel over the new Superman. Hot takes, I know. But this new movie is a great step for Superman.
Dude, I think Man of Steel is awesome. I actually started it a few days ago, just on a whim. I'm like, yeah, this movie's pretty fucking sweet. I do like it a lot. Like the whole Krypton opening, and I love that we have 2 very different Superman part 1s, Like, I think it's great that Man of Steel exists. It's a super cool movie.
And for 10 years, I'm so happy that people see Superman that way, have him.
And I actually appreciate it more, I appreciate it more after watching Superman 2025, weirdly. Just because I can get more on board even with this is Superman, but the super dark version of it.
Yeah.
And it makes it feel like a yin yang experience.
Cool.
For
yeah,
me,
I get to that.
Versus we only have this dark version.
I might like it more now because of that. Like I remember I like the movie as a movie, but I was always like, man, that's not how I see the character. You're right. Now I have the character I see him as, so it might be even better for me because I know I could just turn on Superman.
Like if you only had absolute Batman, but not Batman, it wouldn't be as
not
cool.
as special.
Yeah, so to have both versions.
And I think visually it's stunning. Like I'm glad it exists, and I'm glad like people have that take for those people that love him that way.
By the way, I've been hopping around so many comics. I started The Boys. I'm like a few issues in.
It's a very different comic than a movie, other than the show.
It is so mean-spirited.
It is a lot. It is dark. Like, it is aggressive.
No heart.
No, it is cruel to the reader.
It is vile, cruel, way more sexual and violent.
Have you gotten to the Batman and Robin parallel guys yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
No.
They're
I'm hopping around a lot.
oh boy, are they something?
Yeah, there's yeah, anyway.
Yeah, Wee Huey goes through it.
It's weird to be reading a like I'm just
it's a comic I don't read in public. It feels like
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was in bed and I'm reading on my iPad and Olivia's next to me reading her book and I'm just like, do I look like a fucking pervert
don't
now?
glance over here.
Like this is it's just so ugly.
My buddy Derek's the illustrator, and I've always wondered what it felt like to draw some of those pages because I felt like reading them, and I can't imagine being the guy that was like,
it is ugly.
Derek's a genius, man.
Yeah, it's like I gotta like take breaks from this because
it's a lot.
Yeah. What else we got today, John?
All righty, thank you, Saint.
Can you fix your mic, John?
There we go. Thank you so much, Saint. Moving right along to Lobstar. I think they want more people to watch Superman before Peacemaker. That's why it's coming out early.
Oh, I agree. And I just don't think it's as necessary as the cost of it being not in theaters. I totally get the why. I just disagree at the scale of the why, if that makes sense.
Without, I don't know what I can and can't say either. I would say do not skip the recap on Peacemaker.
Yes.
Yeah.
James has talked about the importance of Peacemaker, and I think that all of it is going to be important.
Because, yeah, when I, like a minor thing, when I was watching it, I was like, I don't know. It's just, I watched season 1 already. I'm looking at this recap, and most of them like, yeah, this is just a recap. And then some things happen.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say. And I'm like, oh. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for the super chat, though. Thank you.
Thank you, Lobstar. Moving on to Bailey Reichert.
Hi, Bailey. Thank you, Bailey.
Longtime fan here, almost 10 years.
That's what I'm talking about. You see me through all types of weight shapes.
Hey.
And hair lengths.
Do you think
True.
Holland's Peter explores the dark side we never got with Garfield's Peter after Gwen died?
Ooh, good question.
I do feel like they're setting up an isolated Peter. I feel like they're setting up a very, Peter Parker in the rain, John Romita Jr. drawing. We did get that in No Way Home. We got some of the images of that darkness, but we haven't gotten to see him play in that, more than those 40 minutes. No Way Home is a pretty dark film for Tom. But I do think we're going to go there with isolation in this next film.
Yeah, I think a very underappreciated sequence because as time has gone on, people will still talk about, but the swinging in this fight and the fight in Spider-Man, like the Spider-Man 2 Doc Ock train fight. I think a very underappreciated fight is when Green Goblin does reveal himself in No Way Home. Like one of my favorite Spider-Man seconds is when Tom Holland just quickly with the window. You're talking about the flip when he flips and he goes out, but with the window when he just immediately just breaks it. It's so short. It's like a second long.
Yeah.
But it is one of the coolest moments to me of any Spider-Man moment.
Yeah, I know it's popular to crap on the last thing, but John Watts really did have some incredible visual storytelling elements with Spider-Man.
He did not. Yeah, it came through in tonally for Far From Home. I think does not. I don't know. Far From Home. There's the Mysterio sequence. That's the thing. It's like
the Spider-Sense.
It doesn't feel like the movie as a whole has a vision, like a unique John Watts look and vision. Like Mark Webb's has that. Raimi's has that. John Watts would come through in scenes.
Yeah, there's some sequences in all of them that are transcendent.
But I think that's kind of a Marvel Cinematic Universe issue.
I feel like that's you've previs the hell out of the movie before you shot it.
Like even Raimi, every Raimi movie has that, except Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness,
which is
not
like,
every scene or moment feels like a Raimi. It feels like, this looks like a Marvel thing.
So what's the common denominator there? It's like that's how they make.
I'll even say that with Ryan Coogler and Black Panther. I think the same thing is like Black Panther, pretty distinct. But then there are times where it's like, yeah, this looks like a Marvel movie.
And I would say
Yeah.
he's one of the most specific directors.
Yeah.
Having seen all of his other work.
Yeah,
That's fair.
That's my point. But sometimes they do let them just have their sequence. That's the shit. And I think this one they will let them do that because unlike the other 3 films, I actually feel like they want to honor what fans have been requesting. Tom Holland has his finger on the pulse.
He
Where
seems
people
to be
say,
fighting for what the fans want.
like when they say that it seems that they'll be taking inspiration from Insomniac Spider-Man games. You're looking at what they're doing. Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah,
certainly
do
looks
that.
that way.
They
Yeah.
liked it. The fans want that.
Yeah, I think they're actually going to be doing something really special with
And
this one.
Spider-Man goes through it narratively. Like, let him. So to your answer question, I think what Spider-Man goes through, we need that side of him and we haven't had this friendly neighborhood side yet. And that can be isolating because he doesn't have his friends. He doesn't have the Avengers.
I'm excited for every Spider-Man movie whenever it's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
This is a unique one.
This is the most excited I've been, I think, since Garfield's.
Yeah, this is a unique.
Like I was so excited about Homecoming, and I was so excited about No Way Home. No Way Home's my favorite. Still, this feels different.
Yeah, you prefer No Way Home even over like Into the Spider-Verse and all that?
Oh, sorry, it was just live action. Across the Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse, or
Yeah, top
they're in
tier.
another. There's like perfect films, and then there's like, oh my god, amazing film. Those are perfect films. Those are the rare, like, can't be touched. I love Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse like without language. I have no way to
They
express
really
how much I
are
love them.
magical
They're
experiences.
so special.
Yeah.
There's nothing quite like them.
Yeah, there isn't.
And
And now every animation movie is like, this looks like Spider-Verse.
Yeah, they reinvented Spider-Man and animation.
Yeah, they reinvent. I mean, even K-pop Demon Hunters has a lot of flourishes that are like, this looks like Spider-Verse.
Yeah, it's so special.
John, what's next on the agenda?
All righty. Thank you so much, Bailey. Moving on to Clayton Crook. Thoughts? I think this might be a Koi-centric question. Clayton wants to know thoughts on Baby Keem. Greg might be confused.
Hip hop.
What is that?
Music. It is a musical genre. Baby Keem, I get the hype and I like, but I do not find myself listening to like. There's artists I can respect and I can see why they're popular and I can say like, oh my god, talent. But I don't find myself putting it on a lot. But with respect, like I get it. It's not my thing.
You know what I'm excited for? A Life of a Showgirl.
TS12.
Taylor Swift, baby.
Music for Greg.
October 3rd.
That's soon.
My journey with Taylor Swift did not care for her at all. Olivia got tickets. She was one of the people who like worked so hard to get tickets. The Eras tour that is filmed, she was at that with pretty great seats. And she got 2 tickets. I'm like, I don't care to go. Take my cousin. Then eventually she took me to the theaters to watch the Eras tour. And I fell in love. I thought she was singing directly to me. And then later I'm like, oh, I could have gone and saw her in person. I'm going to fulfill that wish. And I hope to see you Swifties there.
Have you still not seen her in person?
No.
Oh, that's going to be fun, man.
Yeah.
That's special.
I can't wait. So yeah, suck it, Baby Keem.
That's
Were
related
you-
through music.
Were you on the Kelsey Brothers live stream yesterday?
I was
waiting for all
not.
the announcements?
We were here. I was not. Yeah.
I saw clips of it. I was very happy for everyone.
Well, all righty. Thank you so much, Clayton Crook. Hut Mutt.
Whoa,
Butt.
a very generous one. God damn, thank you.
Thank you, Hut Mutt Butt. Hey guys, just got out of Weapons, and I'm about to see Together.
What a good day.
What's the best horror film you've seen this year?
Weapons. Easily Weapons
Really?
would be my favorite. I haven't seen Together. I would like to react to that one.
I liked Together quite a bit. Didn't love, but liked a lot.
That's one I'm willing to. I'd love to react to. Probably put Final Destination Bloodlines on there. It's just a fun experience. Not particularly scary, but fun. But Weapons is just my jam. And what's cool about Weapons that I really want to throw out there is there's this very famous screenwriting book called Save the Cat, and every movie follows the structure of Save the Cat. It becomes predictable of like how structures Act 1, 2, and 3 go. It's all a lost moment. It's like Save the Cat didn't invent the structure; it just really defined what the typical Hollywood structure is. Narratively, Weapons is not that. It really messes with structure. It is far from being that structure. And I love that they were able to make a box office hit film that is original and structurally very different and requires a lot of paying attention. So I love Weapons a lot. Weapons would definitely be one of my favorite movies of the year.
I think Sinners. I was making sure I couldn't think of anything else, but Sinners really like but it's funny is I like the non-horror elements of Sinners better than the vampire elements.
That's why I would give it to Weapons.
But of what I've watched this year, but not a new movie, I watched Carrie this year, and that was pretty insane. Like I'd never seen Carrie. I reacted to it, and that was I get it. Like that movie's 50 years old, and I was like, I get why this is popular. Like Carrie was insane. But for new movies, either Sinners or I guess just Sinners. I haven't seen Weapons yet. There's got to be other horror movies this year.
I mean,
I know what you still know what you.
Oh, I'm going to react to that.
Yeah.
I would throw 28 Years Later into the conversation.
Oh, that's my number one.
Great.
Jesus Christ! 28 years later with a comfy lead. 28 years later. Thank you, John. I was like, I feel like I'm missing a key thing. I love that movie.
I would put it as my number from If we're talking in terms of horror, I would put Weapons number one. That one genuinely had scary moments, like really scared me. I would put Sinners at I put 28 Years Later at number 2, and then Sinners at 3 because the horror doesn't quite horrify me. But if we're talking about just movies, I'd actually have a very different order.
Sure.
I would put Sinners at number 1, Weapons at 2, and 28 Years Later at 3 is how I would do it. Yeah.
I'm excited for Weapons. I am going to watch it, but I'm scared. And I'm going to react to it once, or I know what you did last time we're here.
Well, alrighty, I'll look forward to
Thank you guys for the super chats. And I love how we're getting different questions, not comic book related. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Let's go back to comics, though.
Oh, it's coming. Bob Marley, thank you for chiming in from beyond the grave. Comic Coy, what's your favorite Moon Knight run?
Greg Smallwood run. Jeff Lemire, Greg Smallwood did this incredible run that really balanced the different personalities, but Greg Smallwood's art is so photorealistic. It really added a pulpy noirness to the character that I had never felt before. I love it. So good.
Never
I
read
recommended you.
Is that the one I read?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I read it.
The art is so like tactile and real.
The one that was in lead up to Moon Knight?
Yeah.
Oh, the one that was definitely inspired by.
Yeah.
Moon Knight was definitely inspired by that run. Yeah.
That one.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't read it since Moon
I
Knight
only
came out.
recommended you one run, so I was like, I thought you read it.
Yeah. I haven't ventured out into more Moon Knight since.
Yeah, that's my favorite run. That's why I recommended it. I think it's perfect.
Oh, I love that run. It was cool, and it was really cool to see the show take true inspiration.
So much from it.
That's why I'm hoping Jake Lockley does come in sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Well, all righty. Thank you, Bob Marley. Shouts out to Jake Lockley. And Giemaru, thank you for chiming in. What do you think of an R-rated movie adaptation of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin?
Finally, we can talk about this.
Which is currently in development.
I'm super excited. I think Last Ronin, like I don't typically read Turtles comics, just it's not my thing as much as the movies, but that comic is so good. I'm so in.
Have you read it?
Yeah.
I want to read it.
It's so good. The art is intense. It's so like tragic and big. It just feels so epic. It feels like a samurai epic.
Well, to my understanding with Ninja Turtles, because of what like television media with the cartoon and obviously the live action, it has changed the optics of what Ninja Turtles is as this lighthearted kid fare.
It started way more adult.
But it started super adult.
I love the Kevin Eastman stuff from the beginning.
Yeah.
That's what I like, and that's why, no disrespect to the current stuff, not as much my jam. But Last Ronin feels like the OG.
And I haven't seen... I was almost on the Ninja Turtles reaction, but that went to John and Aaron because I haven't seen Ninja Turtles since I was a kid.
I haven't either.
But that original, my brain associates it as being like surprisingly dark compared to what Ninja Turtles has become over the years. So it might seem like a big ask of people to go on this, and it is actually because of how things have changed. But in a lot of ways, doing an R-rated Ninja Turtles is going a little bit more to its roots.
Yeah,
going
100%.
back to the roots in a way that could be very exciting. And I love that they're taking a gamble with that, like to do an R-rated adaptation of the Turtles character. Like, it sounds like it could be cheesy or some shit, but it could also
like,
be
mostly
the
adults
shit.
are like, I find so many adults love Turtles. It's easy to do an over 18 demo. Like, I feel like it's perfect.
I'm excited for it.
I've still never seen the third one. I've only seen
the one
and
that
two when I
is
was kids.
when they are samurais.
Are they?
They go to they time travel to Japan and they land in Japan.
Oh, I think I've seen the cover. I think I've seen a VHS of this. But yeah, I've seen the first two when I was a kid, and I never saw the third one that I remember.
I don't remember it either.
Maybe we'll react when the Ronin comes out.
But I believe Raphael is the main character, right, John?
I mean, kind of like Raphael always kind of skews toward being the main character. The third one struck me as being very much an ensemble.
Okay.
Yeah.
All I remember is they high kick instead of high five.
Yeah.
The high kick.
The first movie has Raph going out and being broody, and the first one is actually like the darkest one, and then the second one, I think Eastman and Laird were like, please don't go toward the cartoon, and the sequels are both like, we're cartooning.
Yeah, I can see that.
But the first one kind of has that grit.
Yeah, the first one I remember even like visually, look-wise, was dark.
Sam Rockwell's in it.
Because Raph goes out and fights Casey Jones, and he's got the trench coat and the hat and all that stuff.
Yeah. I love the idea of an R-rated Ninja Turtles. I think we need to be able to take more gambles like that, and it's a gamble I think that will actually pay off.
Agreed.
Because here's the thing too, is R-rated. I think the more time goes on, the more younger generations watch R-rated stuff. Before I think censorship for kids was that the guidelines will always be in place. Sometimes they wiggle around. Sometimes they change things MPAA wise and whatever. But to me, I think that more and more kids now not like, I can't watch that, I'm too young. I think younger people are watching fucking more mature shit more and more time because they have cell phone access.
Do you think they're not seeing everything?
Yeah, that's why I think Marvel doing R-rated stuff is not a...
Let the story be the story it needs to be told. If it's an R-rated story, let it be. If it's a PG-13 character, let it be. But don't restrain your characters.
We've had 2 R-rated comic book movies that have hit $1 billion. And Deadpools have come close. So the point is that as more time goes on, doing more R-rated stuff, I don't feel like is as much of a hindrance as people think it is.
And I don't know how much Gen Z's turning up for comic book stuff. So let the adults that watch it get the movie they want if it's an R-rated character.
And sometimes an R-rated adaptation feels more rare. So in some ways, it feels like an event.
Yeah, there's something special.
Yeah.
I mean, I give the flowers to Blade for starting the MCU, and that's R-rated.
Yeah. But if they had done Blade after a bunch of PG-13 ones,
I was afraid Blade in the MCU was going to be PG because a few of the rounds of Blade were going to be PG-13, and I was like, that's not Blade.
Yeah.
Blood. This vampire that kills, it needs to be R-rated.
Yeah. Anyway, what's next on the agenda, John?
All right.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's been a very nice turnout today. We got David next. Thank you, David.
Hey, David.
David has this to say. I don't have any great question, but I just want to say I've been enjoying watching you guys for a few years now, and to thank you for the hours of entertainment. Keep up the good work.
Oh, thank you, man. Absolutely. We will accept this compliment. We will receive it. Thank you so much.
100%.
Thank you, my buddy.
Richard Lloyd chiming in. Thank you so much. Going back to an earlier topic, I think Brainiac, says Richard, would be a good villain for Superman 2.
I think Brainiac is going to make a lot of sense to whatever they do next. I do think the family idea, not Super Family, the movie, but I think Supergirl and Superman taking on Brainiac is logical. It's a big villain.
I think if it's Supergirl and Superman, that drives home how much scarier Brainiac is. That they need 2 Kryptonians to take him down.
I think that's what's coming. I think you're right.
That would make a lot of sense, and then, build up to Brainiac. I think they have an opportunity here for Superman 2. So everyone knows Zod or Brainiac, right? And I mean, Zod, Lex, Brainiac.
Yeah,
those are the main go-to villains for Superman. I think Superman 2 would have an opportunity. The way how Iron Man introduced, no one really knew Ironmonger or Whiplash, but the way how the MCU movies can also introduce us to new villains.
Yeah.
I think that Superman 2 could introduce us to a villain that's a little bit more obscure and as opposed to something more obvious. You got to give the fans what they want in some way, but I would prefer for the next official Superman 2 that we do a villain that might not be as well known. What is the Superman? I forget his name. The Superman villain who gets turned into he's like I remember him mainly from the Superman animated show where he
Mxyzptlk.
What's that one?
Little fifth dimensional imp.
No. No. The one where he's like a human being and then he gets android
Kryptonite heart.
Android updates. Yeah, it gets
Metallo. I
Metallo.
love
That's
Metallo,
who it is.
dude.
Metallo.
I
yeah.
love Metallo.
And
If done right.
Yes. And Lex is linked to him as creating him. Like, yeah, I think Metallo would be a really cool foil.
If they could do it right, Metallo would be perfect.
Then it's a good excuse to get your weird white radiation Superman suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see Metallo coming.
Yeah, Metallo I think would be a pretty neat thing, and it allows Lex to come back in some way too. Like you keep Lex as kind of a through line.
Yeah.
Would be pretty sweet. Actually, in the Super Friends movie, you have Lex show the anti-hero side of Lex where he might have to help.
Yeah, and I definitely think presidential, like we could go that direction with all the government stuff.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. Yeah,
I think that's coming.
Metallo would be cool. Ooh,
Yeah.
who would be a good Metallo?
I think of him as like Russian or Cold War.
David Harbour.
Who would be? I was thinking earlier when we talked about Brainiac, Michael C. Hall.
Oh,
Or someone else that's like cold and calculating. Fuck that. I had someone else with Michael C. Hall. I forget the other one, but I want like a very good Brainiac. Metallo. He's got to be charismatic but cold. Like you got to be like somewhat interesting. He can't be boring because it's a very like could be a 2D character if you don't do it right.
People kept saying Mads Mikkelsen for Doom. What about Brainiac?
That could work. Something like that. Someone like that has a chill to him.
you know, we finally finished Severance season 1. Who's the character we love?
Oh, Tremel Tillman.
Yes,
Tremel
Tremel Tillman.
Tillman.
That's fun.
As like
I
a
love him.
a Brainiac. Would be
Dude,
pretty
when
cool.
he popped up in Mission Impossible, that was my favorite moment.
Yeah.
Like the gay sub sequence is just so good.
I didn't understand it. People were laughing right when he showed up, and I was like,
Is
Is
this guy?
this guy a
Is
comedian?
is this guy?
Yeah.
And now you know the power of him.
Yeah, and he's great. I think he's so. I mean, I've only
So
seen
charming.
season 1.
Yeah.
but he's so good.
He's incredible.
and he could play charming and sinister.
That's a
and,
good point.
And I was like, oh man, he should be in more movies. Yeah,
I'd love. I mean, it's not just because he's a jacked black guy that's like 6 foot tall, but I thought he would be a great bishop. Like looks like a commanding presence that is like cold, calculating, but you kind of want him to like you.
yeah. Well, I like his eerie reservedness.
Yeah.
you know. With like, there's always a bit of a slight smile, and then when he's not smiling, you're like,
Oh
shit's
no,
real.
no.
Yeah, yeah. The softness
Yeah.
is unsettling,
He's fantastic.
and that's why I think he would be actually a surprisingly good Brainiac.
I like that.
Well, we like that, gang. All right. Thank you,
Keep
Richard
the
Lloyd.
tradition going, where you take a black person and you put them in a bunch of makeup.
I mean,
Green him.
we also had some Harry Lennox fan casts for Brainiac
I like
in the
that.
chat. Just jump over from Martian Manhunter.
Just a transfer.
I forgot about
Green
that.
him.
Everyone's getting a green face. All right, Captain.
Maybe not
Fernandez.
then. Yeah, that's we should maybe not always do that.
Let's paint some white people green.
I hear Michael C. Hall's voice and I'm like, that's Brainiac.
Yeah.
He would be
That dude
good.
is so intense, and he's literally calculating. Like he
Yeah.
is so like methodical and mathematical.
And it seems like he likes money now.
He does like money now.
It's like Dexter. There's going to be a show eventually called Dexter Forever. You know, like that's what it's become.
Talking to him, I interviewed him for the Hollywood Reporter at Comic-Con, and it was so intense because he like I'm a huge Dexter fan.
No
Like
spoilers. He's only on season 3 now.
no spoilers. I have been a Dexter fan since season 1. It's the first DVD I remember buying after Smallville. Like I had Smallville and Dexter. That was all the DVDs I
Yeah.
owned for shows. And Michael C. Hall comes in, and immediately I'm like, that's the guy that like. Basically, I consider that My Sopranos. Like that was my first adult show. Like, and I asked,
too.
the cast that I was like, "What was your guys' first adult show?" And they loved that question because they all got to like reminisce. And I find that helps people open up to tell news, like
Yeah.
like we do on our various interviews. I did that with this Michael C. Hall question, but Michael C. Hall walked in by himself first, and like no handlers, just came in by himself, sat down in the little director's chair, crossed his arm, and closed his eyes, and started meditating. And I was like, do I say hi? Do I acknowledge? What do I do? Dexter's here. And then David Desmalchuk came in, gave me a big hug, started spinning me around, and like broke the tension. But for like 20 seconds, it was just me and a silent Michael C. Hall. And I was like, Brainiac
David Dastmalchian
would be
a good
great.
Brainiac.
And he's like in the family.
he'd be an amazing
He'd be great.
Brainiac.
I'm just stuck on Michael C. Hall, but he would be amazing. He's also good at Russian. Be going to tell
Yeah.
bulk him up. But yeah, I love both those men. Hashtag.
I would
Coy
love
loves Manfred.
Dastmalchian. Oh yeah.
Dastmalchian's
What we got
great.
next? We got to move a tiny bit to make sure we end on time. But I like the more calm question. I could use a calm day. John, your mic is not audible.
Chillax Day at the podcast, Captain Fernandez. Thank you for chiming in. Why do you think Gunn and company are struggling to bring the Authority to life? Is it the tone of the comics, the Midnighter and Apollo relationship?
I think it is the Disney situation.
Why?
I think Disney made a Captain America 4 that had something to say, and then we lost democracy. And I think that the Authority would be hard to make in a world where evil triumphs.
There is a shift in Hollywood going on, right? It seems like to get the tiniest bit of political without shoving a political opinion is that Hollywood and movies were like representation, very anti-Trump. And then now they're like, we have to stop doing that at all costs now because we are losing money. You know?
That's why I think it can
Yeah. So it seems like there's that cultural shift.
to not get political.
Yeah.
I just don't think you can make that movie right now.
Yeah. Yeah, there was. I think a few years ago you could, but now they're assessing and they're like, "Is this why we're failing? Is this it?" You know, and it very well could be that too much of the messaging started feeling like pandering.
And I don't want anything to feel heavy-handed.
Yeah.
I don't think that's good, and I don't think I just don't think we should not critique anything, but I think there is critiques to be made for everyone in power. But I think that story in particular would be tricky to make right now.
I mean, even when you look at Superman 2025, like so much of the conversation became about Gunn is he commentating on Israel and Gaza, and so it's really easy to take real world things and apply it, which I think is effective and
I think
important.
It's important to have a conversation.
It's important, yeah, exactly. At the same time, something might seem a little too like the optics around Authority. I think could lend itself just and lead up.
It's so
and build
direct,
up. Yeah.
Like, and that's again not me knowing anything, and this is not me having any behind the scenes knowledge. It's just when I think of the Authority. The words "the Authority" right now are not going to resonate well with people making something that's anti-authority.
But you know what's the odd duck? And I just brought up the comic earlier, The Boys.
Mm-hmm.
The Boys is very anti-right. Like they take jabs at both. It's pretty obviously it's a left-leaning voice that is doing the show. And it's crazy how much of a phenomenon that show is. And the hate from the right side does not actually overpower the conversation ever, and it's a huge show.
Mm-hmm.
And that show has a lot to say.
Yeah,
it's a comic book based show, so there is a world where you can do it.
I don't think that show gets greenlit right now.
No, it's because it's a few seasons in.
That show's been going. It's the 5th season. I think it's been going for 8 years.
And it didn't start off that way.
No.
It was more of a commentary on like
The
movies.
Yeah, it was more the studio.
And then they decided we're going to do it all about politics.
Well, the
now.
comic is pretty charged at everything, and I think Eric Kripke just realized the weapon he had in his back pocket. But I think that we need commentary on all the evils, not directing at one side or the other. I think we need to look at power structures being problematic, and I think the Authority could do that, but I don't know if right now would be the time to make it.
It's different ask too for a movie versus a television show. A very different ask.
So I think that, and that's just my opinion. I just when I think of why that might be hard, that's what I would assume.
Yeah, fair enough. Thanks for the question. We're canceled now.
Yep, that's it. Curtains.
Well, it's good you're canceled because we have a moment of silence to reflect upon your smoldering careers from Chrissy Artist.
Thank you, Chrissy.
Thank you, Chrissy. All right, Frida's next. Thank you, Frida, for chiming in. Many DC and MCU fans are hating on each other. It would be more fun for everyone if we could all get together and just celebrate comic book movies.
That's why I put in the thumbnail, the new saga begins.
Yeah, I think it's all celebration. I think even with the asterisks on box office, I think we got a Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts, and Cap 4 movie this year. I think we got a Superman launching a universe this year. I think we still have the rest of the year a Marvel Zombies, a Wonder Man, and lots of things to celebrate in the comics themselves, including the first Marvel DC crossover in a decade starting in September. Lots to celebrate. I agree.
Marvel Zombies comes out September 24th.
Yeah?
Yep.
I'm back.
Learned it today.
All right. I'll be there for that.
Yeah, I'm excited. We also got comic book shows that are not I keep bringing it up. Like the boys, Gen V
Gen
season
V's
2
this year.
Gen V season 2 comes out in just a few weeks.
Yeah.
You know, I want more like that. You know, I want more of stuff I want more Umbrella Academies. You know, I want more shit that's not Marvel and DC. I want more Marvel and DC, but I want more of these other things that are obviously comic book properties, but not part of Marvel and DC generally.
I mean, I do think there will be a reaction to how the box office is doing about new stuff getting greenlit in that tone, but I'm really curious how that affects TV in the next few years, or if it'll be like, we'll look back like, oh, things started to taper off.
Yeah. Event TV, man. Event TV happens more than event movies.
Mm-hmm.
That they do. Thank you, Frida. Ragged Wreck has this to say. If you ever watched Dollhouse, I think Alan Tudyk would make an awesome Brainiac.
A lot of people. You could put a lot of people in the Brainiac role.
It would be very different depending on who you put, but it's a very fun role for a Shakespearean actor.
Yeah, especially because Brainiac, you can morph how he looks.
Yeah.
So you can put a lot of different people in there.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, with other characters whose faces and features are more
specific to
who they are.
Yeah, I mean, I just picture a cold calculating, but something about him that makes him interesting beyond the cold. That's why Michael C. Hall is my, he is the most captivating mechanical delivery. Like when he speaks, it's so cold, but you're like, tell me more.
Well, have you seen Dexter Original Sin?
No. That's the prequel, right?
Surprisingly works.
Okay.
Surprisingly enjoyable. Feels a little like cosplay in the first couple episodes, but eventually it becomes
you adjust.
Surprisingly works really well, and surprisingly has moments like, oh shit, what's going to happen next? Even though it's a prequel.
Like, I assume this guy makes it. It's Dexter Morgan. Yeah.
But it's surprisingly interesting and engaging, and the guy who's playing Dexter is doing a really good job. But there's something Michael C. Hall has. Because he's doing somewhere between an embodiment of what Michael C. Hall is doing, because he has to try to capture the cadence, and it's Michael C. Hall, and then do his own thing. But Michael C. Hall has something that Ryan Gosling has, that Johnny Depp, I thought, can be fucking phenomenal at too. The eyes. He's got a lot behind the eyes. And if there's one thing Brainiac would need,
the 100%.
you need the eyes.
Yeah.
No matter how much morphing you do and makeup and all that bullshit or
Agreed.
CGI, those eyes have to communicate.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I would like Michael C.
I think
Hall
he's
for that.
perfect.
So I think David Malchun would be really
Who
good.
also is so much beyond the eyes.
Yeah.
He is so captivating.
There's a language behind the eyeballs.
Language of the eyes. Thank you, Ragged Wreck. Richard Lloyd is back. Do you think Superboy will be in one of the films?
I think like down the line maybe, but I wouldn't want him in the first three. I think we still have, it's not a year one Superman. We still have a young Superman. So I don't know if I'd want to throw in Con-El's one of my favorite characters in DC. I love Con-El. Kyle Rayner and Con-El are how I got into DC. It was the early 90s and I was like 4. But I don't think soon.
Okay, fair enough.
I think a clone of Lex Luthor and Superman would be a little weird right now.
Yeah, a little bit. Sean, we can't hear you.
Sorry about that. All right, there we go. Dudo Alvarez. I'm just trying to keep all the junk out of your ears. Guys.
Yeah.
What do you think about the BTS of the monologue scene with James and David? Personally, it moved me a lot. I love this Superman.
Have you seen it?
I have.
I think it is. We need more of this kind of BTS.
So if you guys haven't seen it, it is the big monologue scene when Superman is like, I am human more. This was what makes me human in the Superman thing. And David Cornsweet and James Gunn were having a lot of differences on how it should go down. And James Gunn really had to articulate his reasoning and vision to him. And it's that kind of BTS is so cool because it's a creative process. And it shows how to handle disagreements and conflicts, which happens so much of the time with directors and actors. And a big part of directing is how to communicate with your actors.
Yeah.
It's really hard, especially when an actor wants to know why behind every line he does, because David Cornsweet is very particular, so it makes him a great Superman. And I thought it was a very moving thing, and I think it demonstrates how well James Gunn knows Superman and how a character-driven, attuned James Gunn is. That's the one thing I'll tease about Peacemaker is that as much as the trailers are teasing you with a bunch of crazy shenanigans that will go down, it's more character-driven. Yeah.
I would say it shows the strength of both Corn Sweat and Gunn
Definitely.
at the height of what they do, because it's such an intense scene, so you have to be a great actor. Gunn is hearing and fielding very fair questions, but is so sure of his vision. And I love seeing someone that knows what they want, can articulate it, and someone that has a separate vision and in real time realize, oh, I see what you're saying. Like you see light bulbs going off on both parties. I think BTS, that isn't just people sitting in chairs going, and then, like I love seeing actual set, because that's one of the only things I miss about being an actor was the set energy is unlike anything else.
It feels like
there's so much creativity happening.
it feels like a documentary when you're looking at that.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I don't watch BTS that often actually, and because it got boring to me. It was like, yeah, okay.
It's also sterile.
So it's sets and interviews.
It's so controlled.
But it's like to watch like a documentation of a very important scene. I was surprised they were like so comfortable with the cameras rolling.
Yeah, same.
Like,
Because there was another round of cameras. They were just going at it.
That is a kind of conversation you normally don't see.
Sometimes you don't even see it in front of the crew.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
it's very open.
Exactly.
I was very impressed.
Yeah, I love that moment. And I think that could open the door for a lot more.
I want way more. And it's an hour long. Like this behind the scenes, there's tons of it. I want more stuff like this.
Yeah.
Jose, don't worry about
Johnny.
I'll just just deal with the noises. Jose, don't worry about it. Assuming that Peter is in a dark place going into a brand new day, and if Mr. Negative is a villain, do you think a symbiote plot would be doing too much, or would it fit?
If they're trying to do all of those day-to-days and Negative and Venom, I hope Venom's only like right before post-credit or post-credit. But I trust this team. So I'm very in for whatever they cook up. Like I'm going in very hopeful.
Yeah. Do you think it'll tie into the Venom movie? Venom 3?
No. I
You
think
think they're
they're
gonna
scorched earth, dude.
Okay.
Like
All right.
I think the PlayStation 2 cutscenes with Null will never see the light of day again.
Okay, all right, yeah.
I love that you were earnest about that. I was like, I don't think anything from Madam Web, Craven, or Venom will ever be utilized again.
Yeah, I mean, now that you put it in that context, it does sound like it would be an awful lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah. Of like, oh, there's Symbiote, and there's Punisher, and there's Hulk, and
Scorpion,
there's all
and
those
Mr. Negative, and
yeah.
Ramrod, and Tarantula, and... But I'm hoping a lot is a montage. But I still don't think big villain-wise you want anything more than a cameo, personally, from Venom.
And I the last thing I want is like another symbiote villain that is a second villain.
Don't waste Venom.
Like if you're gonna do Venom, you should finally do your true Spider-Man versus Venom
And
movie.
Secret Wars is finally happening. We can finally have the symbiote come in the right way. Like it's actually like this next year.
Well, the symbiote was left behind. Did they resolve that in Venom 3? Right, they went to the bar, didn't they?
Yeah,
and they got it.
Multiversal.
That's right. Oh yeah, that's right. So the thing wasn't left
It's not even
behind.
in the
It's
MCU
not in the
anymore.
MCU. They got
They
rid of
scooped
it.
it.
That's right.
So it's fine, which is such a bummer. 'cause that
So
was
yeah,
such a good-
definitely wouldn't be linked to the Sony ones.
No, it's all buttoned up.
Okay.
Which it'd be funny if they like wrote that for this movie. They're like, don't let it be lingering.
And I'm actually wondering because even we keep saying Venom, but it's more symbiote.
Symbiote.
It's
I don't think
symbiote.
Venom will be here. I think it'd be cool to introduce a character named Eddie Brock.
Yeah, because I don't think they can use Eddie Brock right now. I think legality wise, they probably wouldn't be able to.
That's messy.
Right. Otherwise, I think they would have.
I don't know.
I mean, these are the kind of things where Sony gets final say.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Jose, thank you so much. Alex, where does Spider-Man Brand New Day rank in your most anticipated? Love that they are giving Peter/Tom curls and is getting more hype than Doomsday.
Truly is getting more hype than Doomsday, huh?
I think it should. I think number one for me. I think before the images, Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow was number one. I think after the images, I can't stop thinking about some of the shots, like just from BTS. I don't usually share BTS or get excited about BTS. This BTS has blown my mind.
Well, we've had failed crossovers. That's the thing is beyond Marvel, like having ones that were not successful.
Yeah,
you know, DC's had ones that are not successful, and the crossover thing and cameo thing was once a thing that would sell. Now, audiences across the globe are not as swayed by must-see with that, you know?
Sure.
And Doomsday was exciting the day it came out. And people are still excited. I'm excited about it. But, you know, it's still, in its own way, seems like a little typical Marvel, where Spider-Man does not literally look like they're really doing something different with their most popular character.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm most excited in the winter for Doomsday, but I think I'm almost as excited for Dune as Doomsday. They're out the same day. Spider-Man and Supergirl are in another league.
Yeah.
So, like, that to me says something. The fact that there's not another movie that could come out in June that I could possibly be as hyped for Supergirl, or July as Spider-Man. But the fact that Dune is even close to Doomsday shows how different my Spider-Man hype is.
Yeah, for sure. I get what you mean.
Alrighty. Just a heads up, since it is 2 p.m., the
Oh,
super
wow.
chats are closed. So
Thanks,
you know,
John.
yeah. So if you want to send a sticker or something like that, you can. But the full-on question submissions we will have to curtail because we also have Streamlabs. But let's see. We got Jose, don't worry about it, back in action. P.S. Sorry, I missed this earlier. Can the next pod be just an hour of you two flexing? I was going to say, there
Give
we
it
go.
to us,
there you
Coy.
go.
Wear my Hulk shirt so we can get the smash. That was actually really intense, the editing there.
that's
Thanks.
cool. Thanks, man.
Getting
Tried
there,
to-
we're getting there.
yeah,
Appreciate
I tried
appreciate.
to do just like a epileptic array barrage.
I
of
took
you.
10 scoops of creatine before this.
I'm down 5.1 pounds.
Hell yeah, man.
I'm very proud of that. It's not been easy. It's been the hardest cut I've ever done.
10 spoons of
What
spinach.
calories are you on?
12 to 1,400 a day. I'm trying to get out 2,500 a day.
Nice.
So it's been like 1,000 calorie cut a day. And clearly I'm doing it because 3,500 calories to burn a pound of fat.
I see it in your
And
face. I
feeling
see, I
there.
see it in your shape.
I'm getting there. 5.1 and I got 15.
You're more in. You're like the Severance elevator.
Severance. Severed from that fat.
You're severed. Yeah.
I severed self, cut
Severance
them
is fat
LBs.
Coy in the afternoon and then Coy in the
My innie is cookie dough. My outie wants gains.
Dramatic Shallow Hal remake? All right. Alex, thank you for chiming into the chat. Alex wants to know your thoughts on the rumor of Joe Keery playing Harry Osborn.
Oh, really? That's a rumor?
That's the rumor, yeah.
I think he would be a really solid fit.
I think he's so the right tone. And I also think that he can go dark and he hasn't gotten to yet. And I think that
Let's not forget he started off dark, though, on Stranger Things.
you're right, he did.
And then he became light.
Love.
Yeah.
He's my favorite character on Stranger Things.
I know. He's a big surprise.
I think he'd be
he
great.
is an example of process of discovery.
Yeah, because he wasn't cast for that.
Jesse from Breaking Bad, process
Yeah.
of discovery, you know, and Joe Keery is there too.
I like the Jesse example because it's like he was supposed to die. Why'd they keep him? That's not part of the plan.
Yeah.
Cut to Aaron
exactly.
Paul. Like
Exactly.
Joe Keery, I think he's got the hair. I think it'd be fun to see that Harry Osborn with luscious hair in a different way. I'd love it. I'm in.
Harry Osborn.
That's
Love
right.
to see
Yeah, I think Joe Keery has a lot of untapped potential.
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
And
I would love him as Harry Osborn.
And him and Tom Holland probably have great chemistry.
But dude, you know, fucking Coleman Domingo and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man
So
really
good.
did sell me that he should be live action Norman. I think that would be, and it might get more people to watch Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
True.
Honestly. But yeah, I feel like
There
he
is that element.
should be live action. People love Coleman Domingo.
He's great.
He's a
Love for a reason.
He's an exciting actor, man. He's an amazing actor.
Yeah. Damson Idris for Harry Osborn.
Yeah, that'd be really
I think he's going to play
interesting.
T'Challa already, though.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Joke.
to Cherry. All right. Kung Fu Hot Dog. Thank you for chiming in. Kung Fu has this to say. Hey, Coy.
Hi.
Since you read a few hundred comics a week, how many of the old school Marvel titles from the 1970s have you reread?
Reread? Not
And
many.
which is your fave?
I read 50 to 70 comics a week because I'm reading about 50 new comics from every studio, every publisher, and then about 20 I try to read for the news. So I've been reading Brand New Day, and I've been playing around with. I'm gonna start Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow probably in like April. Like I like to time it with the releases. But the 70s have not been tapped as much. I do love some of the 70s Spider-Man stuff. There's some really fun gang war stuff with Hammerhead that I really like that I might read leading up to Brand New Day for that tone. 70s comics weren't as much my jam as 60s and 80s. It's literally the decade that I am the least invested in, because the 60s were where all the characters I love got introduced, or a lot of them were. The 80s was a really interesting commentary where they started letting the writers really write true to life. Like I found a lot of the 80s stuff to be like New York at the time was Daredevil, and like Frank Miller changed everything, and like Alan Moore came in. So I'm a sucker for those times. So 70s is kind of my weak spot, to be honest.
Wow.
And then in the 90s, I was just buying them. Like the 90s was like when I was like, so I know the 90s. So to be honest, of any decade, 70s when I know the least.
I have follow-up questions, but I don't want to derail us too much. I know we got to get out of here on time.
All right. Thank you, Kung Fu Hot Dog. Kyle Anderson wants to know, hey, guys, do you think they are using Brand New Day to introduce the new gangs as a way to lead up to Kingpin in this trilogy?
Definitely. Definitely.
Excellent. Also, you need to come to I'm going to say that's Minnesota conventions sometime. Would love to meet you.
I think there's something more exciting about going to like comic books. Like there's a comic book store in Colorado I love to go to. And there's something more exciting to me about that than like the big cities, you know, like a New York or LA.
Really?
So the idea of like going to a convention where it's more local people, because like people travel for like San Diego and New York. But the ones that are more local, there's a vibe there that I feel like there's an authenticity to getting an experience with the kind of people here.
I do love like MegaCon, Fan Expo Boston, like those cons were that.
Huge,
yeah, MegaCon's the biggest of the regional. Like it's almost New York Comic Con, but like Fan Expo Boston was like all my people at a con. I agree with that. I mean, I think I would love if we eventually did like live events and did stuff that was like traveling. So
like Oxnard, California.
Yeah, going to Oxnard. Everyone's favorite city in California.
I'll take you where you've never been.
It's near Ventura.
Oxnard.
Yeah.
I love Ventura, California. But yeah, I'd be down. Like I'd go to Minnesota in the not winter.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I like that. We should go to like we should go to like North Dakota. We should go to some
Real rejects on tour.
Yeah,
we get a little
Duluth,
RV and we just
random state.
paint rejects on the side of an RV and just go caravanning.
I genuinely would love an RV. That's a goal.
Really?
Right.
Would love an RV, yeah.
All these super chats are going toward Greg's Airstream channel with no name wants to know. I like the phase I like the phase reveals, to be honest, when they have a plan in mind. Plus, even when they announce a phase, they still find time to pivot within them.
Personally, I think plans change. I think expectation is usually going to hurt more than help. I think that fan entitlement has taken over fan appreciation, and if something goes wrong, those people will be louder than people that are excited to get the thing they were promised. I think if they're never promised anything, then it's just exciting to get the thing. I think it's an easier loss if you announce too much.
Let me see that again. Yeah, I mean, Marvel kind of thrives off of it. Specifically, Marvel
Thrived.
Yes, Marvel thrived.
But that's the thing is, like, I love when Marvel's doing well. I want Fantastic Four should have done better. It's so good. Thunderbolts is exceptional. But I don't think that we should look at the climate presently as we did before. But I think that's every studio. Like, the argument that I had last week was that, like, I literally heard the quote that 800 million is the new 1 billion when it was referring to Jurassic World. That doesn't mean it's made 200 million more. The bar changed. And that's all I was trying to say last week. Everything, the bar changed. And that was, everybody was, tagging me when it passed 800 million. I was like, you're making my point for me. Yes.
Well, I think I think I lost my point. I think I lost my. I was like, oh, I have a train of thought here that I can't wait to. I lost it. Yeah.
Comment in the chat what you
I
think. Greg
watched
was
it
gonna
go
say.
away. Oh, what I was gonna say is that I feel like it would be kind of exciting if they did. Let's say they only announced Secret Wars, And then everything else they said, like, we have 5 movies, but they were all not revealed.
And then a trailer comes out. You're
Yeah.
like, oh my god, they make
Yeah, then it would be like an event.
Yes.
Like you don't
Have
like,
anchors.
have no people know here's what we're building to, but don't let them in on what they're making.
Yeah.
And that way when the trailer comes out, it's like, holy shit.
Imagine getting to react to a trailer that
Yeah.
we didn't know existed until that day.
Yeah, it's like that's what they were aiming for with Doomsday with their chairs was they just called it announcement and no one knew what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that would be really exciting.
I agree.
All righty. Channel with no name. Thank you so much. Nick is next. Hey, guys. Love all your work. Would you consider continuing your Superman and Lois reactions? You only had 2 seasons left, and I think you'd love it.
You only have 2 seasons
Only
left.
had 2
only got-
seasons.
You only have all that
24 episodes.
You only have all that time and money to put down for it. I appreciate what you're saying, and I know on the flip side, it looks like it would just be 24 hours of our time, but that is not the case.
It's
it
like
would
this
not be.
much of the iceberg. There's like this much beneath it.
Yeah, every one of these, as much as the reason we're able to produce the way we do is because we have a team not in this country that is works when we're supposed to be asleep, and that's why we're able to do what we're doing. But generally, no, it's already very long hours. It'd be hard to fit in, and it probably wouldn't pay off in terms of even a break-even point. Yeah, unfortunately. And that's why we had to stop before, because it wasn't. It was leading to so many re-edits and blocks, and it was a pain in the ass. And then it was like, we're not even getting patrons from this and stuff. And that's the thing is that I don't like it when things become about money, but when you're putting money in, it starts ruining the enjoyment experience of the thing you just want to enjoy. So I'd rather just enjoy the thing than be concerned about the financials around it.
And focus on lighting money on fire.
Yeah.
Unpheasant11 wants to know, what DC Marvel backup crossover are you most excited for? For me, it's GA and DD.
Constantine and Doctor Strange.
It just got announced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so excited for that.
That's
gonna
pretty
be great.
sweet, yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna like September. That's next month.
That's going to be freaking sweet.
So excited for
I
comics
can't
next
wait.
month.
I can't wait till they do Constantine proper.
Yes, that's my biggest like unannounced thing. If anyone asks like what your DC thing that hasn't been, Constantine.
Yeah, that would be sweet.
Want it so bad.
Jacob Elordi.
Of course. Noted
go.
Brit, Jacob Elordi.
Jacob Elordi, go for it.
Yeah, Paul Mescal. Here we go. All right. It's Christian Harloff. Wow.
We know him.
All right. Who's your ideal Batman right now? And Greg, I miss you. Coy, you're all right.
You
I
miss
guess.
me.
I'll see Greg. I'll see Christian soon.
I've been terrible at responding. I've only been responding to like, I need to talk to this person today.
It's true. It took Greg 2 days to get back to me. Usually it's like 2 hours.
It's been awful. It's been awful. Yeah. Sorry, Christian. I'll catch up on our messages. What did you ask?
Batman.
Who's your ideal Batman right now?
I mean, I've been saying it forever. It's Josh Brolin, baby. It's got to be Josh Brolin.
Jakey Jakes.
Oh, you mean for like, you want it for Brave and Bold?
Jake Gyllenhaal is the right age to be like a young father. He's got such a cool darkness to him. He's always in shape. I think he'd be. I think there's a reason he's auditioned like 5 different Batman times, and I think this is the time. I just think he'd be a great Batman.
He would though.
He would. He's a billionaire.
Yeah.
That seems a little crazy.
Yeah,
Jake Gyllenhaal's got some darkness to him.
I do think Jensen Ackles would be a good Batman. But yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal would be a really good one. I don't know, man. I've sold myself that Josh Brolin.
You really have, and I love that you're like, I'm committed because I have one vision.
Yeah.
You're like a casting director that's like, I will take no other calls.
I think it'd be perfect. I just think it'd be perfect.
I just picture Prisoners Jake Gyllenhaal and I go like, Batman.
Yeah.
Like that's a broken man that like has capabilities.
Best Gyllenhaal.
So good.
I mean, Josh-
and then Nightcrawler Gyllenhaal thrown in there. God damn it.
Josh Brolin's voice and intensity. Can you just imagine like that? Like looking at his mouth with the cowl. Like, come on. But he's getting intense. Oh god.
He's got such a big head, which you could look at on a cowl. Like
Yeah.
have you met Josh?
No.
He's so disproportionate in a cool way. He
Yeah.
looks like in a positive. He just looks like a tank.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he's just so like a Frank
exactly.
Miller drawing.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, I see it.
You just said it. He's a Frank Miller
see
drawing.
it. I see the vision.
And he goes everywhere saying,
Yeah.
all right.
Snapping his gauntlets.
Thanks, Christian. Nick Alexander, thank you for chiming in. Saw Superman again last night.
Dope.
Love it. It was my friend's first time, and he loved it too. So ready for the saga and more DCU. Brainiac is confirmed. What part do you think he will have in the saga?
Brainiac is not confirmed. So there was the Super Friends, Super Family image.
drawing.
Yeah, a Super Family image that they drew for to illustrate like the youth of James Gunn. They did that for the behind the scenes. That wasn't an actual concept art that went unused. But yeah, just want to clarify that. And
We're fan casting Brainiac because we hope that's a thing. But
Yeah.
yes.
what part do you think he'll have in the saga? I mean, it was my pitch earlier. I think he will be the villain for Superman and Supergirl to go up against because of how it linked. I think he will be the reason Krypton was destroyed. I feel like that would just be more powerful too. I feel like there should be some history with him and
Clark and Kara.
not Jor-El. Him and Jor-El. I think there should be a little bit of history there.
I can see that.
I mean, the animated show was that they created Brainiac and then it got out of control, which would be very relevant.
Yeah, for all my concerns.
Yeah, that they created the thing that destroyed their planet.
Yeah,
That would be pretty sinister and very relevant.
I'd love it. Even more topical Brainiac.
Yeah.
All righty.
But the thing is, like, Brainiac wiped out fast, whereas, like, in Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, it was like a slow deterioration. You know?
And then we haven't seen it yet. We don't know which take they'll go with.
Yeah. I think they have to do a more of a long one, though. Mm-hmm. So she simmers.
Have
and
time for Kara.
Have the torture, yeah.
Well, all righty. Thank you, Nick. PLD.
What up?
Friend of the channel, PLD Projects.
Hey, buddy. He works with us, man.
He does. He is instrumental. Any song or artist you want for a Gunn needle drop, give me Queen, please.
I just got tickets to see her, and I want her to get even more popular Doechii.
Huh. You think he would do a Doechii?
I think it'd be cool to see like a strong female, like if we're talking like Supergirl, I want like, you know, obviously he's not directing it, but I'm thinking of like anthems, and I think of like Missy Elliott and Doechii and like anthem rappers would be cool.
I don't associate him a lot with new songs. I associate him more
He's definitely
with
like a 70s guy. I mean, but like Foxy Shazam is a new group, and they just have a 70s sound.
Yeah.
So like that's definitely more his thing.
Well, on the heels of Ozzy Osbourne's passing, the Peacemaker trailer used an Ozzy Osbourne song. I think using Ozzy Osbourne would be pretty sweet.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Is this in anything or just broadly?
Anything at all?
I mean, he already used the chain.
Yeah, very well.
But I think Cranberries would be cool.
Oh, I could see Cranberries in Supergirl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not really a James Gunn thingy, but I think that'd be cool. I guess I just want
I'm stuck on
a female
Supergirl.
artist
I just
for some
badass
reason. Yeah.
female artists.
Yeah.
I've wanted White Zombie in a comic movie in a long time. I think Lobo listening to like a White Zombie needle drop with Lobo.
White Zombie's good.
That'd be dope.
We love a White Zombie.
Some Prodigy. I always want Prodigy in my movies.
That'd be amazing.
Absolutely. Leave them down below, gang. All right. Sir 7AE or Surze, I'm not sure which. Just asking for an opinion. Do you think that superhero movies in general should stop filming in public, specifically Marvel movies?
I think there's scenes they shouldn't film in public.
Yeah, I think story elements shouldn't be filmed in public, but I think we need more practical effects. So I think the public's going to look great in Spider-Man.
I think involving the public is a weird, smart maneuver. Honestly, it is. Like in the day and age when social media has like really blurred the line between. There used to be like a distance between celebrity and viewer or audience member. Now it's like we have to know our celebrities. We have to know everything, and I would like more separation, but there's something cool about involving the public in the process that makes it feel like they're putting together an event. And I feel like actually it could be a new way we do stuff.
As long as it's not story element. I totally agree. I think you should keep some things so we don't piece the movie together before there's even a trailer. But Spider-Man, I think, just is vaguely awesome.
Yeah, I'm like, and the thing is, I've gotten so into live theater. I went to go watch Some Like It Hot at the Pantages, and it was brilliant. It was amazing. There's the actual Broadway people who came over, and there's something remarkable about like anything can go wrong at any moment, you know. And I think that's the excitement of seeing the practicality. And then when we watch like the change of sets and the costumes, the dancing, everything like that. there's a thrill to it, and that's the thrill of seeing the practicality of what they're doing on Spider-Man. So I think involving the public is actually going to be a great thing for them.
Yeah, I agree.
All righty. Thank you, gang. PLD's back. They are talking about a weapons prequel, possibly. Can we get Mr. Amy Madigan in the prequel?
I know what they're talking about. I want to ruin it for John and Coy, but I don't. I personally am like, there's this basically a character where they were going to show the backstory of them in the movie, but then Zach Krieger cut it out of the movie in the script. He didn't even film it. I feel like what makes it really compelling is the fact that we don't know the full backstory. And I think it would undermine the experience if we did get the full backstory. And the backstory that he had was always meant to be a part of a movie. Then I feel like it might be an unnecessary expansion. And then it becomes like an IP thing that ruins the first one. I don't personally think they should do it. That's just my opinion.
All righty. And blur needle drop for me, please. Alan Smithy.
Yo.
Thank you, Alan. Yo, Rejects, love watching your channel. Watched your Nobody reaction. Remember when JTE and Craig the Barbarian trained with the stunt crew of Nobody
Did
and
they
did
really?
an action scene video where they kick ass?
Were you part of that, Coy?
I did the Bullet Train one. Similar
okay.
team. 87 North's my favorite stunt team.
Yeah, they love to do that shit. That's cool. No, we were at the water park event for Nobody too, and they were doing like a bunch of action stuff there the whole time as well.
Those guys are great. Derek Kolstad and like the whole David Leitch team. Kelly, David Leitch and his wife Kelly have an actual stunt academy here in LA, and I've done a bunch of events with them. And David Leitch is, I would credit one of the reasons the academy is finally noticing the stunt community in their actual presentation. So a lot of love to that whole family.
Yeah. I think people forget that, like, when you look at when the stunt stuff happened, it was two things, I believe. The combination of Jackie Chan in the 90s and The Matrix.
Oh, yeah. Huge.
Those were the two, where it's like Jackie Chan became famous for being the guy who does his own stunts. We wouldn't have Tom Cruise today if it wasn't for him. Honestly, like, he was already around Tom Cruise, but we wouldn't have the Tom Cruise we have now if it wasn't for Jackie Chan. And then The Matrix showed we can train our actors to be the fighters.
And I think the 87 North team is doing a really good job with, like, you know, the everyman of Bob Odenkirk and then the like wish fulfillment of Keanu Reeves. I think it's smart to do both.
And Chad Stahelski was Keanu Reeves' stunt double for The Matrix.
David Leitch was Brad Pitt's stunt double.
Yeah, there you go. So
in Fight Club, same year as The Matrix.
It's really where this shit actually started, you know?
Absolutely. All right, Sir.
Both are great dudes too. Chad and David are awesome.
Sir 7AE, Sirze, Marvel Zombies is looking promising. It premieres September 24th, 4 episodes with weekly releases. It's
weekly, cool.
Rated TVMA due to swearing, blood, and brutal character deaths. I'm personally excited for it.
Me too. I feel like it'd actually be a really good movie, a really good show.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't love What If as much as I wanted, so I'm hoping one of these animations outside of Spider-Man and X-Men get me, because those are kind of like my built-ins. Like, it's hard for me to imagine a world where I didn't like X-Men 97. I didn't think I'd like it as much, but Marvel Zombies, I'd like to be proven I can love, you know, something in that vein.
One sec. Can you tow? I'm saying we're behind due to stream, but we could probably wrap this up in a solid 10 minutes.
Yeah, we got this.
All right, what's next, John?
All right, thank you, Sir 7. All right, Charles Flicks Fix, Olivia and Greg together movie reaction.
Oh, that's cute.
I actually want to do a Let's Play with her. I want to do video game stuff. But yeah, I would like to. That'd be fun to do another movie reaction with Olivia.
Absolutely.
Haven't done one in a while. Last time I think we did was Anyone But You. That was great. That was fun. The romantic comedy.
So switched up to a romantic horror.
We went from Iron Claw to Anyone But You.
Wow.
Because she's a huge wrestling fan, and she was perfect for both of those. I loved her on both of those. She made so many funny comments. She makes me laugh so much.
All right.
Together's cute. That'd be fun.
Nerds engage. You have to delete all movie news channels, including the Real Rejects. Which do you keep? Which one do you keep?
I'd keep the Real Rejects.
I keep the Real Rejects.
Keep Real Rejects.
I'd like to continue to share my zeal and eat.
Assuming you can't choose Real
Rejects.
I would keep the Weekly Planet podcast. That's the one I would keep.
It's a good pick.
Mr. Sunday Movies. James and Meso, those would be my favorites.
What's the phraseology? Movie news?
You have to delete all movie news channels, including the Real Rejects. Which
I
one
only
do you keep?
I checked discussing film, but I get to keep them. They don't have like a podcast though. Diary of CEO. They've talked about movies occasionally. I don't like listening to movie podcasts. So Real Rejects.
Well, there you go. No entertainment, all access for Coy. Alrighty, Tori, Jerry, an adjacent side quest to Superman. What's your favorite season of Smallville and why?
Oh, go for it.
First one. It's so special. It's so formative. Like it really showed me that someone else saw these characters like I did, and it like, it has some special effects to work through. It has some acting to work through. Like they're definitely like starting out. So I would say like 3 or 4, but one, obviously without one, you don't get to 3 or 4. But Tom Welling as Lex was so great. And it introduces like so many villains in one season. Smallville, just season 1, but just, and forward. All of them are great.
I would like to watch Smallville.
Dude,
on my
it's
own.
so good.
On my own time. No.
Let me stop you right
Yeah,
there.
of
Reaction.
course. Yeah.
I would like
Smallville's
to
so
watch
good.
Smallville too.
I have them all on
camera.
DVD.
Yeah.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Tori. Sci-fi extremist, oft contributor. Hey guys, curious if you have any excitement, interest, or curiosity in the new Power Rangers show being worked on, and if Power Rangers is a franchise you like or liked.
We just launched a Xenomorph in Time shirt.
Hey.
Yeah, because I loved Power Rangers growing up. I don't know anything about this new Power Rangers show, actually. New series? What are they talking about? It's in development for Disney Plus from the people who did Percy Jackson and the Olympians. They could probably do something pretty cool. Power Rangers has a weird history, especially with the way they treated their actors. I think if there's anything they got to get down is that. I think it's an opportunity to reinvent it to be something that would have lighthearted fare, but with really cool martial arts scenes. That's one thing the Power Rangers doesn't get enough credit for. For a television show, surprisingly great fucking choreography for a television show. Like cheesy as hell, but I think what I don't want them to do is fall into the trap of the movie they did where they were like, let's go all broody and heavy. Because then it becomes laughable in a different way. I would want them to keep the charm and the whimsy, but actually make something kind of cool. And maybe a little bit irreverent, actually.
I love the original series. I fell off, as I got older. It's not a franchise I kept up with as I got older. I'm kind of torn because I befriended Jason David Frank through the cons world, and he was the only one that would be up working out with me at 7 or 8 a.m. And it's hard for me to watch it now because dude was my Power Ranger. Green Ranger and White Ranger was my whole childhood, and to get to know the dude through cons and stuff and work out with him, that was really personal. So now when I think of someone else playing the Green or White Ranger, I'm like, no, and it's that weird possessiveness. So I'm like, don't touch that character, but that's the cool one. So I'm very torn.
Strange times, strange times.
Strange times. Saint 53.
Man, we still got 730 people watching right now? That's insane.
Popular girls. All right.
These are, some people might not think those are big numbers but for me, I'm like, that's big. I compare to what for something where we don't go live that often. To me, that's huge.
It's 1,000 people. It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce had 1.3 million on live.
That's Nutty Professor.
We're doing our best. I'm glad they could hold that up bandwidth-wise. That's crazy.
Anyway, Saint 53, in response to my other comment, this doesn't mean I don't like classic Superman. I just enjoyed Snyder's fresh take and was sad that it didn't get to finish. But I'm hopeful the new Superman won't get the same bad treatment from the studio.
I didn't think you were disrespecting the
No,
new.
not at all,
I thought
man.
it was very
Appreciate
tactfully.
it. This was a very generous fucking super chat. Thank you. It's fucking high.
Yeah. So I think we both stand by. I'm stoked people will get to love on that one and the new one. So and I feel like you have the same sentiment, which I appreciate.
Absolutely.
Let me see that comment one more time.
Whoop.
Sorry. Yeah. You didn't have to clarify that. I mean, you did because the super chat's very generous. but I appreciate that, man.
This
Thank you.
was necessary.
Thank you. I think it's okay to celebrate both, and I think one day I would love for Henry Cavill to come back. I think it would be so meta if Henry Cavill was meta, or if it was a Metallo or Brainiac. That'd be fucking bananas.
I think you would be a good Metallo.
I think that'd be so cool. I would love that so much. I'd be so happy.
All right, Reynaldo Torres. Hey, everyone. Do you guys have any meet and greets coming up? Me and the family would love to give our flowers much love.
I was thinking about that the other day.
I thought we talked about it a while ago, and then we never really
Yeah, we have that one location that we could use. It would be nice to do that again. We haven't done one in a while. We haven't done an actual live event in a long time. But I would like to do it proper. We have a location. I know some people, so yeah. Let me focus on
before
that.
the holidays.
Before the holidays or a holiday event.
Yeah, well, people. Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
but I think like before we get into the December era of like
Yeah.
chaos.
Oh no, November to December is going to be insane. There's Stranger Things is releasing on holidays, and there's Fallout season 2 that just got announced, and Percy Jackson Olympian season 2, Avatar. November to December is going to be freaking bananas.
Yeah, so not then.
It's going to be like an insane month.
It's maybe like October or something.
Absolute. All right.
Sean, can you check your phone when you get the opportunity? I had one question there that I don't want to ask on air.
No. All right.
We don't?
No, unfortunately. But we do have more generous contributions. Kung Fu Dog, Hot Dog. Gents, your audio is always so good. May I ask what Rodecaster or mixer presets are you using? Yes, this is a Rodecaster Pro 2, and these are Shure. What is it? M75B or whatever microphone. Those really nice Shure microphones doing a lot of the heavy lifting, and they have a preset for the SM7B right on this console. So, yeah, minimal processing, just a lot of dulcet tones from the boys.
Appreciate you, man.
Great question.
Absolutely appreciate that very much. Omar OVO. If Marvel and DC ever make a crossover film, which two characters would you most like to see interact or fight? Also, W Setup.
Thank you. It's all John, man.
Thank you.
Which two characters would you most like to see interact or fight? I mean, when Iron Man was around, it was Batman and Iron Man that I really wanted to see interact. Like that. That's just like two sides of the same coin to me, man. That would be insane. I guess Sentry and Superman would be fun to look at.
I'm gonna not go with the parallel. I'm gonna go different tones altogether because I think Batman would be so annoyed by him, but I want to see Batman and Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
Just like a really like bouncy Spider-Man and Batman, like, what is this?
Yeah.
And I feel like they've interacted in the comics before, and that's fun because they end up getting to respect each other. But in the beginning, like,
I wouldn't mind like Deathstroke and Daredevil.
oh, that's fun. Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, it would just be Punisher and Daredevil.
Yeah, that's just 1-to-1. But yeah, there's so many possibilities. Like I cannot wait for those comics. They're doing Deadpool and Batman in the comics.
Oh man, there's so many possibilities that you could pull off. But yeah, I don't know what that would ultimately entail. Shit, Dr. Manhattan and Batman.
Batman and Daredevil, both played by Ben Affleck.
Yeah, that would be fun too. Yeah.
Alrighty. Kenneth
In
Estrella.
the live, what crossover would you guys want? That'd be one day it will happen. It'll be-
Wonder Woman and Storm. Like talking about
yeah.
goddesses and like being badasses and like that'd be cool.
Man, then the day comes when DC and Marvel crossover. That is truly event cinema.
Yeah. $3 billion.
Oh man, that'll be massive. Everyone's gonna have to see that movie.
I think it is kind of an inevitability.
Like, what do you think? 10 years, 15 years?
I think when we've reached the Western level where it's not hyperbole, when it's like we've got one last giant thing.
Okay.
Alrighty.
So no, like actual plan. It'll be like
we've got to squeeze this lemon.
We need to pull the EMP button.
Yeah, exactly. Like movie.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Kenneth Estrella wants to know, Coy, chances of seeing Etrigan the Demon in the DCU?
I have tried to walk around every time I'm at DC and yell characters I love to try to just subconsciously plant them in people's minds. Etrigan is one of them. I often just yell characters I enjoy when having conversations, hoping it's like, oh, that's a good idea. I think Etrigan is... This is called Gods and Monsters, and I do think magic will be an element of that. I think magic is something we don't see a lot in superhero stuff. Obviously, Doctor Strange notwithstanding, but like in the overall space. And I think demons and all that is something that will come to play. And Etrigan is so interesting. I think he'll be there. I would love to see Henry Cavill as Blood. That would be cool because he looks so much like the character before he turns into a demon. That'd be a lot of fun.
I don't know this character, but it's cool.
He's like an ageless aristocratic billionaire who turns into a demon and solves mysteries.
Okay, that sounds fun.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And he only speaks in rhyme.
That would be cool, especially he did Witcher. That would be sweet.
Yeah, I think that's like his vein. And he speaks in rhyme, which is really fun and playful.
Fuck yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Cool character. A lot of the Constantine stuff we get to watch. All right. I think we are. I'll do one more refresh, but this may be the last super chat, and then we'll head on over to Streamlabs. Hey guys, Jonas Sorensen says, "Love you all. What do you guys think of a Superman sequel that is heavily based on Up in the Sky? I would love a self-contained story about Clark Kent as a person and how far he'd be willing to go to save one girl."
I love Up in the Sky, but I love it because we've got 70 years of Superman, and that was a fun way to like isolate Superman.
May God bless you.
That was intense. A fun way to isolate Superman, but I don't know if I'd want a movie of just like what I liked about Superman is it felt so lived in and there was such a world. And I think isolating Superman in the next 5 years doesn't make sense. I think down the line, like with the comic where you have a reason for it, but as much as I love Up in the Sky, I think the ensemble nature of Superman really made him feel more human.
Okay.
All righty. Let's jump quickly to.
I think we should get a Superman movie that really does involve him being an active reporter, though. Like where the worlds do feel necessary and mesh well. Yeah, because like Superman 2025 definitely doesn't explore that side of him, and if we should get one where they work in tandem, where he needs to be a reporter, in order to pull this off. You know, that is what I personally would want. And I think Superman 2, it's really easy to go Superman and Brainiac and all these things and Zod, which is obviously the thing you really show up for. But if you can humanize him down even more so with the necessity and showcase a good reporter, I think that would be fucking sweet.
Yeah, I'd love that.
All right. We have a handful here from Dan V900 as well as a few from a couple other people. So I'm going to do all of Dan's kind of together if you guys are cool with that.
I'm cool.
All right. So Dan says this first. My biggest concern with the DCU is honestly Brave and the Bold with Damian. I have a very bad feeling Tim Drake is getting skipped. That'd be awful. Tim gets underutilized often. There won't be John Kent either when Damian plays off John as his best friend.
Yeah, that was the thing I was expressing earlier, is that I think they might be skipping over a little too much Bat Family stuff. I think it would be I mean, it'd be kind of cool to establish the relationship of how the son came to be too of Damian.
And I think that's going to be part of it. I could see your concern, and I definitely think Damian and Jonathan Kent are a fun, like, super friend duo, and I get why you'd want that, and I don't think we're getting Jonathan Kent anytime soon. I'm personally not as worried about Tim because I do think we're getting a lot of Robin in a hurry, and Tim is one of my favorites. But between the dynamic duo movie and everything else, I think we're going to be flush with Robin. I don't know how much we'll miss that, and he might get to be an element down the line, but yeah, I see your concern, and I think it's just going to be a matter of what direction they decide to go with the Brave and the Bold, and we really don't know anything except the title.
Fair enough.
All right. Dan V goes on to say, this is a couple-parter specifically geared, I believe, toward Alien. I love the first 2 eps of Alien Earth.
Shit.
The real Alien 3 is the Dark Horse comic series with Outbreak, Nightmare Asylum, and ending at Earth War, set after Aliens with Ripley and Hicks facing the aliens ultimately on Earth. Alien Earth, if it delivers, will be the third alien live-action media I love. Romulus, by default, is the third best film, but the AI monstrosity plus being a Prometheus sequel and being the Force Awakens of alien films doesn't work for me. I trust Noah Hawley if we got his Doom film.
I saw the first episode of Alien Earth. It was so late at night. I only got like 20 minutes into the second episode. And Koi, Aaron, and Tara are reacting to the series right now. And I was surprised by... I don't know Noah Hawley's work.
Dude, he's a genius.
What else has he done?
Legion.
Haven't seen it.
Fargo.
Haven't seen it.
Okay.
See, I don't know. People are always like, Noah Hawley, and I don't know his work.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is a little quirkier than I expected.
It's fun and dark.
Yeah. It's like... I was surprised because it manages to be, bless you, it manages to be Alien, but something else entirely.
Yeah.
It's a really strange show,
and like it doesn't pull punches from how weird it is.
No, it's really weird. And
it's heady.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it's such a commentary on corporate poor corporate America.
As Wayland Yutani should be.
Yeah, and like the competing side and the way they're building out the world, and it's kind of weird how like we have Noah Hawley and Fede Alvarez, two very different filmmakers who are presenting two very different sides of the alien world, and they seem to be doing a better job than Ridley Scott.
I love that Romulus and this are back to back because I'm like, oh wait, this is more than just revitalized. Like this is the best thing I've seen from a corporate acquisition. Ironically, about corporations.
Yeah, it is weird when we see that,
because Disney's doing a much better job with Alien than Fox had in a long time.
Yeah. I think they were just like, it's Ridley Scott. He made the original. And they were like, we could do whatever. And then they realized, maybe not.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Don't watch it.
All right, another couple from Dan V900 here. Next one says, Supergirl should have amazing visuals based on the comic. It's True Grit in space. With the box office, I really feel Supergirl needs to move, being 1 week after Toy Story 5, 1 week before Minions 3, 2 weeks before Moana, and 3 weeks before Odyssey is a gauntlet.
Oh, they're up against Odyssey.
Yeah,
Shit.
I wasn't worried till you said Odyssey. Because it is late June.
Ooh. They should move it. Yeah, I'm gonna stick to that. They should move it. I mean, like they should have at least a 2 week window.
We saw what they did with Superman with 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I think 2
now
weeks
it's on
would be
digital.
nice.
They should do it.
It had 4 weeks in theater.
Yeah, they should do two. They should have at least a 2 week window. Are you getting an allergic reaction or something?
Yeah, something's happening.
All right.
My eyes are red. I'm sneezing.
Yeah. What are you allergic to?
I didn't do anything. I had a cough drop.
Yeah.
I'm like
I don't know what just happened.
Yeah, I'm like in the last 2 hours, I'm like
you were fine, but then like
Literally.
10 minutes ago, you started like fucking
There's
your
like a
eyes
time
turn-
lapse
your
of this video.
eyes
Just so you're
turned
just
red.
like,
I'm like, what the hell's going on?
why is Koi dying? Tara. Weird. I think that May spot that opened up when Doomsday moved would be great. Again, I'm not at DC in the moment, and like as in I'm not with them to say anything. But next time I'm there, I'll yell loudly.
All right.
All righty. Dan V goes on to say, how do you feel about the Authority being tabled? Gunn said that one is on the back burner and kept saying one project didn't have a good enough script where they moved on from it. He may have outed himself in one interview saying, the writer, is on a new project.
I don't think he was referring to himself as the writer in third person. That's on the new project. But I think the projects were the Authority and potentially Sergeant Rock. But Sergeant Rock, they still want to make. I think just not the one that was moving forward as quickly.
I mean, we answered this question in depth earlier about why we think it wouldn't be happening. So find that in the video.
Yeah.
But appreciate
Earlier
you,
today.
Davey 900. Yeah.
All righty. Now going back down real quick, we got Daisy. Daisy says this, hello from Chamonix. Love your videos. Just wanted to tell you that because of you guys talking about Superman, I got into reading comic books.
That's what we want to hear, man. Thank you.
And I've been loving it. Do you have any lesser-known DC comics you want to recommend?
Mr. Miracle. That's pretty well known now. But lesser known DC comics.
I really think you should read the I mean, it's known, but the Brainiac one that I was recommending from Jeff Johns. I think that's very talented, and it's cinematic. The way when I'm reading it, I was reading. I went to Disneyland, and I found myself excited to get in line.
That's fun.
So I could read.
That's
I brought
fun.
my iPad with me, and I just was like, I want to get back in line so I can keep reading.
And I love that you're like in a place that has this kind of imagery.
Yeah.
Like there's some of that world like in the Brainiac world, like the tubes and
Yeah.
like the big structures.
Well, I tried doing Kingdom Come when I was there, but I'm like, this is way
That's pretty
too
dense.
This is really hard on my head.
Yeah,
It's
Alex
gone
Ross
too-
paintings,
yeah.
you're like-
but yeah, Superman Brainiac is like easily accessible and just is an exciting run, and you just want to keep going to the next issue.
I'm gonna say the current Batman Dark Patterns. It's a really good like detective Batman story that feels like a David Fincher movie. It's very like Seven. It's very intense, and it's not like it's a 12-issue miniseries. And I'd also say old Superboy stuff is wicked fun. Kyle Rayner and Superboy are slept on.
Scarecrow Year One.
Oh.
That's a good one too.
Oh, all the one more day, one bad day, the one bad day anthology. Any one bad day is gonna treat you well.
Yeah.
All right.
Get the DC Infinite app.
Yeah, for all that.
Thank you so much, Daisy. Ronan Unchained is next. What's up, Rejects? Always wondered if Marvel would ever do titles that they own that aren't superhero space or fantasy. Example, Kid Colt Outlaw, Millie the Model, Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos. What do y'all think? Happy to see you at SDCC, Coy.
Oh, hey. I think that name recognition is really important. So I think a few years ago they tried to do stuff like that. I think DC, like they even had a Steven Spielberg Black Hawk movie cooking, like a decade ago. But I think now, like brand recognition, if you look at what's succeeding, it's Spider-Man, Avengers, Fantastic Four didn't even hit what they needed it to. So I think it's all perspective and ebb and flow. But I think if hopefully we get into another age where these are doing as strong as they need to, we can get that.
I think Koi's is Koi out of focus?
He's on automatic focus because your position changes enough that I have
Oh,
to
my
keep
bad.
refocusing you.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's all good.
Stay here.
How many more do we have?
We are down to the last one.
Fuck yeah.
We got there. All right. Hayden F. This podcast. Oh, this is a nice one. End off on 2. This podcast has been a weekly treat for me the last couple months. Keep up the great work, boys. Big love.
Oh,
Thank
just
you, Hayden.
niceness. Just ending on niceness.
I'll say, man, weirdly, out of anything, when people come up to me now, it's this podcast.
I told you, Greg.
It's really like
Connect to the people.
when I saw Fantastic Four at Universal IMAX, I remember his name, Max. Max came up to me and he's like, I watch your podcast every week.
Yes.
And just yesterday I met someone at an Arcane event and he's like, I love the podcast.
Yes.
And it really makes me happy. You know, like
It's special.
I love doing the reactions. I do. I really love doing the reactions. Sometimes those reactions I do will have an impact on me. Greatest Showman, weirdly, and I started spending more time with my wife because of that movie. But the podcast is so different from the reactions. It fits, but it's different.
Yeah.
And to be able to have a voice and not a face, to not be known for just
Reacting.
crying or getting excited, and like I'm fine with that because I all I care about is emotional expression and people being able to share what they think and feel. But particularly it's been pretty special. Like when I hit up Koi, I remember calling you. Like we were trying to do all these interviews and stuff, and I was like, I think the key to getting more interviews is we should why don't we just do it our way, our style. I remember calling you and being in the office in my home, and we were both really excited about it.
Yeah.
And we're here now, and it's
It's
undoubtedly
found the rhythm.
when people come up to me, so many people point out this podcast now.
Same.
And I'm like, that makes me very, very happy. Like, even though we only average between like 30 to 40K views a week, I'm like, that's pretty good for something that's new for us.
Yeah.
And I'm
And
very,
counter programming in a way.
yeah.
Like you said, it is familiar, it is similar, but it is like the Venn diagram's not that big a circle. Like there is
Yeah.
a difference to this channel.
And we normally don't film for this long, so we become progressively more tired as we
Yeah.
go.
and I get allergic to fucking the air.
I don't know what just.
I'm, like, fascinated.
The last 20 minutes here, I saw your eyes
I just
turning
started
red.
breaking,
Yeah, I
dude,
don't
and
know
I'm like
what-
stuffy now.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
And I'm like
but
drooling. Like
yeah.
I'm like salivating and stuffy, and I'm just like falling apart.
We'll have you step outside for a little
Yeah, I
bit.
just need a little breather.
All right.
Weird. But yeah, this is my favorite thing I get to do on the channel, and I really appreciate you guys tuning in and the audience growing. It is on the smaller side of the channel, but it's still a huge audience for us to share our actual thoughts and not just be like venting online. Like this feels nice.
And I think because of it, we've had more, like to be able to get the K-pop Demon Hunters cast in here was nuts when I was sitting across like, wow, this is really starting to happen. And I feel like that's only the beginning of us being able to do more of like interviews our way. And I think having the podcast allowed for people to see that we can we can have a discussion in our way.
And that's a big goal for me. And I know you've fallen in love with it. And I've got a martial arts buddy that wants to come in.
Sweet.
So we're gonna scheme that for a certain movie about combat.
All right. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit.
So yeah, stay tuned.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. This was an impromptu one. Appreciate every Streamlab and Super Chat that did come in, especially during a weird fucking week that we've been having here. And
I just got sick.
yeah. And yeah, you guys have been amazing, and thank you. And even seeing numbers like this in our live stream, which might not be like they're not like campy numbers or some shit, but at the same time, we don't really do these. So when you guys show up impromptu, that means the world. Thank you so much, and share your feelings and be honest with yourself, and have a good day. Thank you, John, for everything too. And thank you all for it. If you couldn't contribute, that's okay. Just happy you were
Thanks
here.
for being here.
Leave a like on your way out.
Yeah.
Thanks, gang.
Thanks, guys.